Hi, friends. Welcome into the firm of Harrison Marang. Patrick Harris, yo, that's me. Danny Marang to my left. That's Casey Smith over there on the beats. What is today? Happy little Wednesday. We got a little Wednesday going on.
Had to check the in there. Huh?
Yeah, very, very quickly had to. The brain not really working that well today.
That'll happen.
We're gonna have to figure it out. Probably because I was sober last night.
Oh.
I did have a very interesting moment last night, though. I got done watching the Blazer game, which, by the way, they won, if you didn't catch. And then I went upstairs to go to bed, and I was like, I laid down in bed, and I was like really restless. I was like, man, I can't fall asleep. So I was like, I'll watch the Laker-Rockets game. I'll watch old man LeBron do old man LeBron things. The dog is sitting right next to me. The dog's kind of like, not laying down like passed out, but like head in her paws and just kind of like not interested. And I was like, you know what, girl? I'm also not interested in this. So I flipped it over to the Kings Avalanche game. Dog,
Puck duck?
Dog pops up and starts watching the television.
Yeah.
The dog is watching the television. Mm-hmm. And so we watched the entire third period in overtime of Colorado LA Kings.
There you go.
Your dog's a LeBron hater.
She quite enjoyed it. Yes, she is a LeBron KD hater. She actually hates KD. She respects the GOAT LeBron. It's KD refusing to be 7 foot that she doesn't like.
You didn't want to appreciate...
She wanted to watch McKinnon.
You didn't want to appreciate the greatness that is Marcus Smart?
No. She was way more into Forsberg, the keeper, the goalie for LA Kings, and McKinnon, the star for the Avalanche. Look at that! Patty Puck in action.
Dude, love some puck. Hot puck action.
I'm going to watch the Oilers tonight, man.
Puck's fun, man.
And I'm going to lie. It's the night game again, and I'm going to lie down with the dog, and we're going to watch hockey. The dog likes hockey.
I would say it was funny. Tiff mentioned it the other day. Dallas, my dog, she will sit and watch TV.
That's crazy.
She will sit there and watch games. She was like, "Wait, is she watching?" I was like, "Yeah." I used to do that all the time when I would do a rewatch or something like that, or game on Sunday or NFL season. She would sit on my lap and just watch the TV. Some dogs don't watch TV at all. I feel like there's either they're completely oblivious to it or they're totally locked in. Like there's no in between.
My dog never watches TV, but she was a McKinnon fan last night, and we're gonna see if she likes Connor McDavid tonight.
My dogs very much love to watch TV. My girl's cat is very selective on the shows that he'll sit down and watch with me.
He's a picky watcher.
Loves the Bernie Mac show.
There you go.
Hates any of the drama shows that I've watched.
Can I ask a question here? What color is your cat?
He's a black and white cat.
Yeah, there you go. There we go, baby. Loving that Bernie Mac.
She's just a big fan of Kings of Comedy.
Kings of Comedy guy.
Yeah.
I've also decided that despite us talking about hockey right now, I want us to never talk about hockey because, boy, is it fun watching a sport that you can just watch.
Honestly, I think
I'm watching KD and LeBron. I'm like, man, LeBron, look at the movement, the ball pass. What are the rest of the players going to do anything for that? And I was like, wait, I want to turn my brain off, but I want to watch sports. That's why I became a big soccer guy. Because like Premier League and MLS and stuff, I mean, now we're the home of the Timbers, so we talk about MLS a lot more, but it's fun to just watch a sport to watch a sport.
It is. And I think hockey is the ultimate version of that because it has the biggest barrier to entry. Skating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the skating never bothers me.
No. I'm talking about like playing.
Oh, totally.
Like no other sport has a bigger barrier to entry than hockey.
So there's just a massive respect gained among the fans.
You're just like,
because of it.
That's pretty dope. That 230-pound dude is flying up and down the ice
at 20 miles an hour.
And like especially when you get somebody just break somebody like the Team USA women in the gold medal match when she just breaks the Canadian defender's ankles and just dekes and toe drags right past her, turns her around and roofs it. And you're like, oh man. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever stumbled across this in the IG TikTok world of the trick shot hockey people, like the stuff that they can do. It's like they have a hockey puck on a string. They will sit there and they've got some basically stick 'em on the stick, and they will pick it up off the ground. And have you ever seen Tiger Woods when he sits there and hits the ball 37 times between his legs behind his back and then pops it up in the air and hits the ball perfectly? There are hockey players that will do this on goalies. They'll pick the puck up, spin the stick around, spin it around their head. The puck stays on the stick somehow, and then stop, and then pull it back around and drop it over the goalie's head, pull it back between their legs, and then roof it backhand. And you're like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, when you see somebody hold it and curl it around the top corner, and you're like, oh, that's impressive.
Meanwhile, they're doing that on 13-inch daggers.
Yeah, I wear size 12 shoes, and my feet are super flat, like there is no arch.
Mm-hmm.
So a giant blade in the middle of my foot, no feel so good.
No, it's that's like
I
there's
can ice skate, though. That's the crazy thing. I can skate. I just don't like doing it because my feet hurt.
well, even if you get past that now, actually do that and then hold a stick and then carry a puck and then, oh yeah, by the way, you're about to get smashed.
Yeah. I'm too much of a bitch for that.
Like the hand-eye coordination in hockey is just that's why hockey players are insane golfers.
Oh, really?
Oh, the hockey players are like, if you could cross any sport, hockey players are the best golfers.
So the golf swing is not affected by the hockey swing or vice versa.
No.
To where I think if you're a baseball player and you start golfing a lot, that might mess with your swing.
Unless you've got
Unless you're Vlad Guerrero Sr.
Yeah, I say unless you've got a Vladdy or a Griffey or a Trout where you've got the hands extended swing, it's going to be a little weird. But those guys hit it a mile. The hockey players, man, I've played golf with 3 different hockey players. One of them was a pro for the Lightning, and he's to this day the best golfer I've ever played with. He was insane.
Have you ever seen Mike Trout at a driving range?
It's so much fun.
Launches that sucker.
It's so much fun. Like it's the ability to generate the torque and knowing how to push and use your legs and all those things. That's like if you look at hockey players, that's what they do all the time. The crazy thing, you get me talking some puck. The crazy thing about hockey is from the time that we were Casey's age till now, the slap shot has disappeared from hockey. It's kind of like the 3-point shot, the evolution of like getting away from mid rangers. Slap shots are mid rangers in the NHL.
Everything's turned into the
wristers.
into the fillet finish.
Yep, it's all wristers and getting close to their net. It's about putting it's about volume. It's about putting shots on net. The only guys who take slappers anymore are the OGs. It's Crosby. It's Ovi. Ovi still got the one timer from the circle, but you just don't see guys that take slappers anymore. It's a weird thing, which is a bummer because Fox had the greatest invention in sports, the puck trail.
The red blurb around the
it
puck.
lit up according to how fast it was going.
I don't like that.
Oh,
I like watching it.
It was so
all
dumb,
natural.
but it was so much fun.
I like watching it all natural.
It was so egregiously wild, but it was also so great at the same time. See a 100-mile-an-hour clapper.
You just made my eyeballs roll back. I have no idea what you're talking about.
A little slap shot action?
Yeah, I just watched a sport that I have no idea what's going on. I was like, oh, that's cool. This Forsberg guy's saving a lot of shots.
It's fun.
This Avs crowd's a little quiet, a little nervy tonight.
What's more fun? A hockey goalie standing on his head and absolutely stoning everything.
I've never seen a hockey goalie stand on his head.
And you didn't watch enough Dominik Hasek.
He stood on his head?
Yeah. Come on, buddy. That or a pitcher that's absolutely dealing.
Well, that would be the craziest thing I ever saw in hockey, is if a goalie stood on his head.
It happens.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they like break dance, like spin in the circle?
Hasek did.
Oh, okay.
That was the crazy thing.
Okay. I also think one of the craziest things in hockey is that they play hockey in Florida, and they're really good.
And they're really good at it, both of them.
I find that strange.
Somehow didn't work in Arizona.
I know, which is weird because isn't like Matthews from Arizona?
Yes,
Austin Matthews.
I think he is.
You're welcome, USA.
I think he is. But yeah, all the other, didn't work in Atlanta, which was a bummer because the Thrashers had a cool logo. And
He's from San Ramon, California.
Okay, California. Also, hockey hotbed, California.
Well, there's money. To play hockey, I don't think you're a kid off the streets playing hockey.
No.
Unless you're from an island. If you are born in America, you do not just pick up a bat and play baseball. You've got some financial compensation behind that.
Well, I think
travel ball
now.
How many kids make the league without playing travel?
Oh yeah,
ball?
no,
Zero.
Now for sure, yes. But originally, like back in the day, that was a low barrier to entry sport.
Portland would be the most Portland city in the entire world if it had basketball, hockey, and soccer. Those are the 3 sports. Like if we got an NHL team instead of an MLB team.
We have those 3 sports now.
I know Winterhawks are great. I just meant if it was NHL.
NHL.
Yeah.
Adds the more juice.
Although this town loves their Winterhawks. This town loves their Winterhawks.
And they've been good for a long time.
Yeah, nice little organization there. I'm a Chiefs fan because I'm from Spokane.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Thunderbirds.
Oh, gross. You're worse than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're worse than me.
That's nasty.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds and Everett, right? Doesn't everybody hate Everett?
Everyone hates it.
Everyone hates Everett.
And then Moose Jaw's in that league, right?
Cameloops?
Isn't it just Kamloops?
I don't know. Just no, dude. I've exhausted all of my hockey
All your
knowledge.
hockey knowledge is gone.
Yeah, dude. You're lucky that I remembered there's guys named Forsberg on the Kings and McKinnon on the Avalanche. Like, we're playing with house money right now.
And it's not Peter.
Peter.
Forsberg.
Oh, right. I forgot that. No wonder that name sounded so familiar to me.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty
The
good.
Saskatoon Blades.
There you go.
Oh, that's a pretty good name.
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon Blades. Where is Saskatoon? Don't say in Saskatoon.
I was going to say Canada.
Don't say that either. I don't think there's a Saskatoon, Washington.
I
Where are
mean-
you from? Where are you from? I'm from northern Saskatoon, Idaho.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Saskatoon. Do you ever see that movie? Was it The Love Guru?
No, it looked terrible.
Oh, it was
Mariska
terrible.
Hargitay.
Mariska Hargitay.
Good God. No,
But
I'm never going to watch that.
Wasn't Jacques Lecoq Grande, wasn't he from Saskatoon? He's from Saskatoon.
Well, now I want to know where Saskatoon is. Saskatoon.
It's in Canada, I told you.
It's in Saskatchewan.
Where's that?
In Canada.
There you go.
I knew it was in Canada, but I
North
wanted to
of
know.
Montana.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm backing out.
Just imagine having to write that down all the time. You're from
Oh,
Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, Canada.
And
like
it's not even-
that's a lot. Like when to write out where you're from. That's a lot, dog.
That's a lot.
It's not even like north of the cool part of Montana either. It's like the high plains of Montana.
No, it's close to a Dakota.
yeah,
Yeah, it's close to a Dakota.
yeah. It's next to Manitoba.
Manitoba?
It's the next province over.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know where provinces are. Alberta's on the other side.
There you go.
Yeah. The Yukon Territory.
There you go.
Way up north
Little Calgary.
by Alaska. Ontario.
Yeah.
Ontario. I am kind of into that name now.
I mean, Ontario sounds like it's in Nicaragua. I like Ontario.
Well, I keep telling you, I want to buy two brothers, sisters, whatever it is, Mancoons. So I'm constantly thinking of names to name those two. I kind of like the idea of Ontario and
Saskatoon.
Alberta. Verde.
Saskatoon.
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 Saska and Toon.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Toon, the Maine Coon.
Toon. Oh, God. I think I'm going back to Poncho and Lefty. I like Poncho and Lefty a lot. I think I'm going to go back to that. Oakley Doakley, we got a great show for you all today. We will touch on the brand new Rose Bowl. It's here, baby, and it's going to catch the fever real quick. We'll have a little conversation about Oregon State basketball, how well they've been doing this offseason, and why you should sometimes shut up when chanting USA. But hey, I digress. We're burying the lead here. Your Portland Trailblazers defeated a team without their best player last night. We'll start there. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live as we always are from the shadows of the rainy, historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She's going to let you interact with us throughout the entire day. Also over on the YouTubes. Shout out YouTubes. Good morning. Hi. Happy to have you. Thanks for being here. Be nice in the chat. Let's have a nicer day to old Patrick today. That'd be great. I'd appreciate that. The Portland Trailblazers defeat the San Antonio Spurs last night, 106-103, and that was led the whole way through, it felt like, on a 38-minute night. 31 points, 11 of 17 from the field, 5 of 9 from downtown. Rest of the stat sheet pretty empty, but that would be Timothy Sterling Henderson IV. Scoot Henderson was the guy last night. And, you know, we can get into the situation resolving around it, but before we kind of put some, I don't know, what is it that I want to say, some blinders on, dancing around the idea that the best player maybe in the entire world did not play for 3 quarters last night, Scoot is the name of the story, and I think that's what we should be celebrating today is for 2 games in a row, when the lights have shone brightest, Scoot Henderson's been a guy.
Scoot was awesome last night, and it's been, the more I look at it, it's just, you know, we were talking in the show changeover with Dirt and Sprague about this a little bit, and it's this shift for Scoot has been really interesting. For really the last month, his playmaking has kind of gone away, and he's just become a scorer. Like, you look at it last night, he has 31, which awesome, but he didn't have any assists. And I'm not saying this as a negative. It's just you don't typically see a guy whose probably best tool when he came in the league was his playmaking make this kind of a shift. He's just gone to this spot where, the team needs playmaking in a desperate way, but they also need scoring. And it feels like that the coaching staff has basically told him, we need you to get to your spots. We need you to get to your spots, and we need you to take shots. And Sprague said something along the line, well, Denny's used straight. Denny's used straight, even game 1 and game 2 are both down. There's plenty of room for other guys to step up. They need guys to step up as creators and shot makers. But for the first 2 games, Scoot has really just been a shot maker and a shot taker. And that's not a negative thing. It's just, it's a really unusual and interesting shift. And for him to get out there and not only score like that, but bring the energy, bring the intensity defensively, he's been really solid. He's just been, I think, more of the guy, not necessarily the production and the way it's coming, but more of the attitude, the charisma, the energy, the ethos of what everybody kind of thought he was going to be, just in a different way. But it's been pretty cool to watch.
I don't think his playmaking ability is like going away by any means. I'm not saying you're saying that either. I don't think his playmaking abilities are going away. I don't think he's changing the way he would want to play basketball. I think last night specifically, Scoot takes a look around and kind of is going, nobody's giving offensive production. Fine. I'm in a rhythm right now. I'm going to go. And I imagine that had a lot to do with Tiago Splitter as well. You saw Shaedon Sharpe didn't have a ton of minutes last night. You know, Jeremy Grant still can't find his stroke right now. Denny Avdia had a really struggle shooting night. I thought San Antonio handled him defensively the way I would the entire time against Denny. And I think Scoot just looked at it and said, you know what, screw this. in the best way possible. Like, you guys can't do jack right now. I'm feeling it. Give me the rock and I'm going to score. Because those nights of Scoot not having assists, only 1 rebound, etc., are not, as you said, Danny, prototypical Scoot Henderson. I think last night he just said, get on, boys. I got this. And this team, to your point, Danny, desperately needs someone that's able to do that.
Again, yeah, to your point, we need the playmaking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he has to become more of a scoring threat? Not saying that he's not already, but him having a 30-point night, does that, I think, kind of alleviate some of the playmaking that he can then do, I guess, down the road now? Him just being a point scorer now?
It's a pretty seismic shift because he wasn't really a scoring guard coming out. And typically you don't see player profiles change like that. This is almost kind of a 6th man role where it's like, when I'm on the floor, I need to score. And Shaedon has kind of been that for the last year and a half or so. Not necessarily a 6-man role, but like, you look at Shaedon's box score night in, night out. If it's not points, what else are you kind of getting from him? And that's kind of been his drawback. And in these first 2 games, yeah, he's still coming back off the injury, but I'll say this about every single player. You want to know who a coach trusts? Look at the minutes. And guess how many minutes Scoot played last night?
Yeah, I mean, Zachary Rizichet is the best example. He had 2 minutes the other night. I saw somebody else in the league last night was like a top player. Oh, Dorian Finney-Smith. Got a fat contract, played 0 minutes last night. Yeah. That'll tell you real quick.
And those are the things. Like I've said this for so long, particularly as it pertains to Scoot and Shade and the people who sit there and yell and scream and complain about why isn't he playing? Play well, you'll get minutes. You don't get minutes and then play well. You play well and get minutes. That is the rule for basically everyone.
Is this sustainable?
31 a game? No.
But Scoot playing like this?
He does play well under lights, man. That has been there from the jump. And I do think there's some extra juice because of the Wemby stuff.
Sure.
I think, I said this yesterday, I genuinely think because of how he played against Wemby when he was younger, I know he's still young, but like, I don't think he's afraid of him. Which is kind of a weird thing because everybody else in the league is terrified of him.
He might be the only one that's not afraid of him.
Because he got him to, I use this kind of euphemism of like, the Roman and the Greek gods, like you saw God bleed.
The Roman Empire again.
Yeah, but it's like when you see like that it's not, it's the Achilles heel. It's like there is a weakness, and like you saw it, like Scoot saw it when he was younger.
He is human.
Yeah, and I think there's I know that sounds like so huge, but
you can get so caught up in the aura of a player. Again, Michael Jordan was the best at it. Kobe Bryant was really good at it. LeBron, probably the best in the league.
You get lost in what he is
in the circumstance.
Yeah, and I don't think Scoot does that with him, which allows him to perform. And Wemby being off the floor and Scoot goes for 31. Yeah, no, I get it. But it's this really interesting thing with Scoot that in like the in-season tournament games, he's popped off, and just in like whenever there's like been a national game, it seems like he pops off. Like he thrives in that. Where one of the biggest questions I had coming into this series wasn't about like the team and how many games they're going to win. It's how do guys play when the lights come on?
I think another underrated aspect of Scoot's game last night was his defense. He was a complete player last night, and I think if the team was having a better shooting night as a whole, I think those assist numbers would go up. But
they actually wouldn't. I've got it right here. He's in the 50th percentile in potential assists. Those are passes leading to shots. It's very average.
But okay, I just think if the team were better shooters, those would be better numbers on a whole in a more consistent environment.
To your point, if he's not taking those shots, someone else is, and he has to be the one initiating those.
Boom, exactly. And I think instead last night he looked around, he's like, man, nobody can shoot right now, so I'm just going to do this. Look, paging Jeremy Grant. Where the hell are you, amigo? MIA. You are completely MIA. You're the second highest paid player on the team, and I need you to perform like it. Because like Drew Holiday, to your point, the opposite of Scoot Henderson in this aspect is that Drew could not shoot last night, did everything like a Hall of Famer, everything else.
Yeah, Drew finishes 2 of 6 from 3, 6 of 17 from the field. You're like, man, it's not great.
But he played great defense.
He's got 9 assists, 5 boards, couple steals. Like you're just like, you probably don't want to see the turnovers for him and Denny. That was like 9 between the two of them. You're like, ugh. But with Scoot, like, and again, this isn't like the poo-poo you say that you're wrong. It's like the data just shows, not even just in the playoffs, just over the last month. Scoot's he's not spraying the ball. That leads me to believe that there has been a systematic change in, we don't want you to create for others right now. We want you to be a scorer.
And I think a lot of that is because others aren't shooting well and have been all season.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think that the problem has been is that the turnovers were so
silencing the loud turnovers.
Yes, and it's like, focus on this. Like, do this thing. If you get to your spots, guys will start treating you different, and it opens things up more. Now, he has to hit shots in order for that to happen because teams are going to under his pick and rolls. They're going to make him a shooter. But it's weird because we talked about this probably a month or so ago. Like Scoot's passing ability, versatility, his depth and his breadth. He can pass right-handed, left-handed, live dribble, in traffic, like one-handed. Like he can make all of the passes. There's not a lot of guys in the league that can make all of the passes. And yet that tool has been muted for really about a month now. But you've kind of seen, for the most part, he's been a pretty consistent scorer, and it's ramped up the last 2 games. But more than that, defensively, on ball especially, he's been not even solid. I'd say above average. It's the off-ball stuff, he can still get a little lost, but you can get away with that when you're dropping a 30-piece. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's not creating for others, but if you're creating for yourself at this level of efficiency, you can move the slider. But I just didn't see this coming. Like, did anybody see Scoot Henderson, the scorer, coming? No. Like, he didn't have a 30-point game this season. Now, again, it's only 31 games, but Scoot is not a guy who's typically blows up offensively as a scorer. The best Scoot games we've seen have been like the 21.7 assists, 5 rebound games. You're like, man, he was impactful everywhere.
Kind of more numbers you could expect him to average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like again,
if that's his ceiling.
His box score last night is kind of wild. 31 points, no assists, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, and a block. That's a Shaedon Sharpe line. Do you know what I mean? Like, usually you see Scoot kind of pepper in everywhere, and not just be this scorer. But to your point, they do need the scoring.
Take it from anybody they can get.
And that's the thing is, like, Denny's clearly playing hurt. He's got a busted wheel, and that's pretty evident right now. Jeremy is MIA. Drew's not a consistent shooter right now. Rob was phenomenal. Rob was an absolute monster. And by the way, we've gone this far. That lob from Denny, live action, how many of you thought he airballed the floater? Because I think a large portion of people thought he airballed the floater.
Afterwards, I was like, did he airball that and Time Lord bail him out on that?
Inch perfect pass.
It was great.
Perfect pass.
If it was a pass.
Oh, it's 100% a pass.
As soon as I saw the replay, you can look at
see his
Denny's eyes, and I went, all right.
Just to hit the decel and stay on the one leg and not put it down and hold it, and make the defender make a decision in that moment, that is a heck of a play.
503-864-6326. That's the text line. I'd like to read some of your thoughts on the other side. We'll continue this conversation of what went well for the Blazers last night. We'll also have to get into what went wrong for the Spurs, and boy, a big one did. So a lot more to get to on this Blazer game. There's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Trailblazers got the win last night, taking down the Spurs 106-103 to even up the series in the first round. Scoot Henderson led the way for Portland as he posted his 5th 30-point game of his career as the Blazers finished the game on a 16-4 run as Portland trailed by 14 in the fourth quarter. Game 3 will be back in Portland as Victor Wembanyama. His status for Friday's game is still undetermined as he suffered a concussion in last night's contest. Some more NBA playoff scores for you as the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Rockets 101-94 to push their series lead to 2-0. LeBron leading the way, looking timeless as he finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Lakers' victory. The Philadelphia 76ers even up the series versus the Boston Celtics with a 111-97 win. VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey combined for 59 points as the 76ers stunned the Celtics. And we are just one day away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. Ahead of the draft, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua will be a full participant in the team's offseason program, as head coach Sean McVay announced on Tuesday. Nacua spent part of the season in rehab, and he was in attendance for the Rams' first day of offseason programs. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and
lot to get into with this. I want to read some of your thoughts, though. It's tough to catch up with the YouTube chat. You guys are all over the place over there. Hope you're having a good time, though. I can't read that fast. I don't know how to read. On the text line here, though, 503-864-6326. Scoot has shot 43% from three over the last 19 games. If that's a true stat, I like that stat. I like that stat a lot if that's a true stat, and I'll trust you on that. Let's see. What else do we got here? We still shot threes, but watching guys named Avdia attack the rim was big, and Scoot is playing like he's taken the last couple of years personally. Still shocked at Jeremy's play and Drew's loud turnovers. Scoot seems right for the moment. It wasn't too big last night for him, especially with when Wemby went out. But for God's sake, Murray needs to pack it up and go home for some are absolute atrocious. And I think that's what's a little kind of disparaging about the game too last night is as awesome as Scoot was, and I thought Donovan had a pretty solid night last night despite offensively, is that's kind of where the alarm bells ring. If Scoot doesn't do what Scoot does last night, even with Wemby going out, which we can discuss in a moment, I think the Blazers lose that game by a lot.
Well, they didn't. I mean, Denny's obviously limited right now.
And that's alarming.
And then the foul trouble.
Yes, and so as exciting as last night was, and this is not me poo-pooing, because if Wemby's going to be out for a couple games, that changes the whole dynamic.
He's out for at least one.
That changes the whole dynamic of this series.
They gave him a concussion, so he has to have the 48-day, and then he can go through the protocols.
And we'll look at the future here in the big nooner of this series, but if Scoot has 20 points last night, we're saying, wow, another great game from Scoot, and the Blazers lose. Mm-hmm. So that's, I still think, not to poo-poo the win, but to kind of try to bring us back down to earth a little bit. Tumani offensive has been kind of invisible, and I think a texter even used that word specifically. Drew has had his struggles from the field. We're getting no bench production in terms of scoring, although Rob had 11 points last night. There's still a lot of alarms to be sound, but I will give Thiago credit. In 2 games, the Blazers looked good, had an identity, and were able to execute for the most part, what they wanted a star player to do. And last night, that star was Scoot Henderson.
They're playing hard. They're playing scrappy. They're playing the right way.
They are playing motivated. There's energy. There's juice around them.
Like, just looking around at how the rest of the country is looking and watching the Blazers, because they don't watch the Blazers during the year.
Oh, God. They watch. They know the Trailblazers. Yes. They don't watch the Blazers.
But, like, everybody's like, man, this team plays hard.
Yeah.
Like, they get after it. It's like, they've been doing this. You know, since the beginning of March, they have one of the best defensive ratings in basketball.
Well, and how exhausted were we
as a team?
How exhausted were we on this show? And I'm sure other shows on this station were as well, or the Heikens of the world that write about it, and Orem, etc. How ad nauseum we had to continue to talk every single day about, well, Drew Holiday's out. Well, Jeremy Grant's out. We still haven't seen Scoot come back. Now Shaden's out. And it was just like, oh, my God, I just want to blow my brains out because I can't wrap my head around what this team actually looks like. This might be what this team actually looks like. Now, Donovan's got to step up scoring a little more. Drew can't have loud turnovers and be that inefficient. I need to see Tumani Kamara of the 82 games that I saw Tumani Kamara. However, this team together is kind of working, and you know what? I give a lot of that credit to Thiago Splitter. I don't know if Thiago's going to get the job. I don't know if he should. That's not what I'm saying. But I think these last 2 games, and I'll count the play-in as a third, I think Thiago's got these boys playing. And that is a huge thing that we really haven't seen all season, at no fault to the players, at fault more to attrition in the medical table.
Yeah. I agree with you on Thiago. I'm going to push back on the Tumani thing. Remind me real quick. De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle, have they been good in these 2 games?
No, they have not.
Who's been on them?
That's been Tumani Kamara. And I should say it's more...
If I'm getting 10, 9, and 3... That's what Tumani gave you last night.
But you spent a lot of time this year talking to me about how it's okay for Tumani to shoot 7 to 10 threes a game. I need to see that.
He took 5 last night.
I need to see more.
But here's the thing. You're also playing slower.
Okay, agreed.
So you're going to have a few less shots. I mean, the final pace of this game, what was it at? Totally lost it. Where's it at on my page? Possessions for Portland were 99. Spurs is 103. So it played a little bit slower than usual. But as far as 2's concerned, his job right now is to make life a living hell for Steph Castle and De'Aaron Fox.
And he's done a great job
with that. I almost wonder if he's going to start picking up Vassell when he's out there, because
Vassell has maybe been their best player.
He, outside of Wemby, he's been he obviously couldn't hit a 3 last night, thankfully. But the Spurs, it's kind of a reverse of game 1. Spurs shot 29% from 3. The Blazers shot 34%. That's the difference in the game. 13 made threes and 7 made threes. That's the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. Everything else, it's about even.
Let's
43-45 on the glass. I mean, fouls are almost even. The Blazers had 15 turnovers. The Spurs had 16. Like, you just got to go up and down the box score, and you just look at everything, and you go, this was about as even a game as you can play.
Yeah, and let's talk about the elephant in the room as Wemby goes down with a concussion and what that means for the Spurs, what that meant for the Spurs last night. We'll look ahead at the series as it progresses when we get to the big nooner, but let's finish up the game from last night in that concept. Like, when Wemby goes down, does the teams even up on a matchup? That's next. 105.1 The Fan.
Damn cool.
503-864-6326 over the YouTubes. You guys are having a lot of fun, and I appreciate your engagement. This texter, the Spurs without Wemby should still have beaten the Blazers even at full strength. The difference between the two teams isn't Wemby. That said, the Blazers impressed the hell out of me after also having maddening moments. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win the series, but they have to win Game 3, lose that, and their win in San Antonio doesn't matter. Let's take a peek at that San Antonio team. Wemby going down, there's no way to describe it. Like, we can be stoked about the Blazer win, and I don't want to poo-poo it. No. I'm not trying to poo-poo.
You don't put an
Blazer
asterisk to playoff wins.
Nope. Wemby going down in the second quarter changed the whole game.
It did.
And I almost wonder if this is where maybe in a coaching situation, not tactics coaching, but in a motivation coaching, where Thiago shined in the better moment. Because San Antonio, they're expecting to ride Wemby all the way to the finals. To hoist the Larry O'Brien. Mm-hmm. Those guys, Steph Castle, even De'Aaron Fox, the veteran, Cornette, all those dudes are riding Wemby to go to raise the Larry O'Brien. And they'll be stoked if they're the second guy holding it because it'll be Wembanyama holding it first. Wemby goes down, and they're a little shell-shocked.
Well, I mean, it's not just that you're shell-shocked. If there's anybody didn't see it.
Oh, it's a concerning injury for sure.
It is, because when he trips and falls, thankfully he gets a hand down a little bit, because if he doesn't,
he might broke his jaw.
I mean, and you can see it, like flat out. You can see he goes out.
Yeah,
he hits his face, and the lights.
He literally went night-night.
He went night-night for about 2 seconds, and then he wakes up and he doesn't open his eyes, and you can read his lips. He just goes, "Oh my God!"
Well, he looked like a little kid falling asleep when I take him to bed.
Yeah,
like I carried him up the stairs, and he was talking to me the whole time. I laid him down. He just.
And you watch him roll over and kind of half sit up. He's not there.
I know.
The lights are the door's open, but the lights ain't on.
When I saw it live, I did not know he hit his head on the floor. I didn't know until they slowed it down for the cajillionth time. But at first, and he was on the ground, and I thought he was like kind of being a diva. And then he sat there, and I was like, dude, you look fine. And then he like got up, and I was like, dude, you're moving totally. Whoa, he looks. Then it clicked in my head. I was like, oh, dude, he rang his dome. And as scary as that is, you see that in a bunch of other sports. You know, when somebody gets a fat concussion in the NFL, players are shook by it.
And you saw the Spurs and the Blazers are both kind of looking around like it was funny. You know,
when you get hit in the face by a baseball, players are shook. The pitcher, like Tarek Skubal, drilled David Fry in the face and busted his face wide open.
Knees.
And Skubal was a shell of himself for the rest of his season, including the playoffs. So it'll shake you, but it felt like they had no answer for Wemby being gone, yet they were still in the game.
Still pretty damn good. So, you know, Tiff and I are watching the game, and that happens to Wemby, and she's like, why is nobody coming to help? Why is nobody coming to help? Like, what's going on? And I explained to her, I'm like, babe, 40 times a game, somebody hits the floor. That just happens. Like,
man down.
Yeah, and it's.
7:30.
I was like, look, Denny's going to drive, and he's going to hit the ground 10 times.
Yep.
Like, he's just like, and sometimes you stay down because 250-pound 6'9" guy hit floor. It ain't fun.
And maybe that 10th time led to him not having a great shooting night the next day.
Yeah, and it's like, and Denny got hurt at the end of game one, kind of busted the wheel a little bit. But it's like, I don't think anybody on the bench realized that he hit his face immediately, because they would have been out there a lot quicker.
That's a long fall.
That's a big boy.
That is a long fall we're talking about.
That's
to
timber.
Just wear that on your chin.
Yeah. And like I said, thankfully he got his hand down. Look, we give Joel Embiid crap for all the times he falls. Joel Embiid practiced for like 2 years how to fall.
I believe it.
No, like legitimately.
I believe
he worked on it so that like if he ever got off balance, he would fall and just kind of do basically like a parachute landing, where you get like 7 points of contact so you don't roll your ankle or hyperextend your knee or anything like that. That fall from Wemby was not a controlled fall.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like, that was basically almost all of his weight on his face. And again, thankfully he got his hand down, but he almost certainly is going to miss game 3. I don't even know if they travel him, because when you've got a concussion, you know what you don't do?
You're not supposed to fly.
You're not getting on planes.
A flight in a pressurized cabin.
De'Aaron Fox had 17 points last night. He was 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown. Stephon Castle, 7 of 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from downtown. Vassell, 6 of 16, 0 for 5 from 3. Okay, those starters could not do anything. But what kept San Antonio in the game, which is paging Blazer fans or front offices around the league, is that Spurs bench and what will ultimately, if Wemby misses multiple games, will ultimately, I think, decide the series and send it San Antonio's way. Harrison Barnes is a plus 13 off the bench. Keldon Johnson is a plus 7 off the bench. Carter Bryant, a minus 13, but played some really crucial defensive moments last night. Luke Cornett, the Blazer killer, plus 11. Dylan Harper, plus 4. To your point, could have stayed on the court longer.
I was surprised they didn't stay with him longer, to be honest.
Their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man bench is outplaying the Blazers. And that is the next step in this Blazers team. Okay, maybe Scoot is him, okay? And we trust in Denny, and you all want to tell me that Damian Lillard's going to come back and be an all-NBA player. So if those are that, then it's time to get that bench solidified because San Antonio's showing we just lost maybe the best player in the world, the most freak athlete to ever play this game, and we could have won that game last night.
It was early in the fourth quarter or late in the third, I tweeted out. Luke Cornett was a plus 20. And I went, look, man, Luke Cornett's a plus 20. Wemby, you're not. You're cooked.
And that goes back to the Wemby less minutes. What do you look like? And they haven't been great this series.
No, Cornett was 10 and 9. 10 and 9 on 4 of 5. Dylan Harper had 10 points on 4 of 7. Like, you just kind of go down the list of the guys. Like, guys just made plays and did things. Like, Carter Bryant was 3 of 5, knocked down a 3. Like, they were minus 13 in those minutes because Blazers made a run there. On the flip side of that, T. Thibault last night played 10 minutes and was a minus 22.
Like, get off the court, buddy. You got to pull him at that point.
It's not just him, though. It's like... It's the playoffs. It's the game of runs. It's the spurts. It's the moments that kind of come into those. Like, you know, I've seen a bunch of people say, like, why is Chris Murray playing? Why is Chris Murray playing? Chris Murray played 8 minutes, and there was, again, plus minuses on everything, but you can kind of, like, look at it. In those 8 minutes, it's a 0. You know what you want your bench to do? Hold what you got.
I also just don't have an opinion on a player who played 8 minutes. This isn't a shot at Chris Murray. It's just that's not a factor into the game, so I'm not worried about it.
If you're going out there and you're holding what you got as a bench guy, that's the job. Can you grow it? Great.
Sure.
Hold what you got.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the 20 minutes and 5 points from Jeremy Grant.
No, Jeremy was bummed.
You know, I'm more, but you know, you also, and this is another thing. And again, we'll talk about this game going forward in the Big Nooner today. If Rob Will doesn't do what Rob Will does, you lose this game.
Yes.
So Scoot can do what he does, but if Rob Will doesn't do what he does,
Rob's been tremendous through his first 2 games.
That's why Robert Williams III is on this Blazer team. We've talked about this all season long, and this is where you and I have agreed heavily. When people are like, "Why aren't we trading Drew? Why aren't we trading Jeremy Grant? Why aren't we trading Rob Williams?" Look, Rob Williams is probably not going to sign with this team again.
You hope.
You hope you're going to go after him. You can see how valuable he is, but he's going to be very valuable to 29 other teams as well. If you can have that veteran presence, that is why it's worth saving onto them because now, okay, I'm willing to eat crow. Now this Blazer team is getting playoff experience.
See?
And I walked into this and I was like, getting your ass whooped in 4 games is not playoff experience. Well, that's not how these 2 games have gone. Now, the win of 13 points in game 1 may, if you didn't watch the game, may show you they got whooped. The Blazers played okay in game 1.
Couldn't hit a shot.
And they couldn't hit a shot. And in game 2, they were really good as a unit, as a total team. Now, there are some desires in a lot of players, sure. But Drew Holiday, to your point, as we keep hammering about, not a great shooting night, but everything else was done perfectly and so valuable. Jeremy is a concern. Especially a team that needs scoring when you can trust him for 20 a night. But that's why you keep Rob Will around. That's why you keep Drew Holiday around. Because if you trade Drew Holiday and Robert Williams at the deadline, this team don't make the play-in.
Oh, no, absolutely
And this
not.
team becomes a really difficult team to watch. Now, I know all of you don't care about draft picks, so that goes away. So now you get to relieve yourself of this Olshey cloud that for some reason is still hanging over your head. And now you get to watch these guys play real basketball. And Scoot, you don't think Scoot's learning something from Drew Holiday right now? And this is where I got it totally wrong. This is real playoff experience right now. And we'll see it in game 3, how they respond.
And here's the thing. The Blazers are 1-1 in a series. Yes, Wemby went out where Danny was great in game 1, but is limited in game 2. Shaden hasn't been there. Drew hasn't been there as a shooter. Jeremy hasn't been there at all. And Donovan has been wildly inefficient.
I think Donovan is gassed.
I don't know if he's gassed. I think
the
this
jump from last year to this year was so big that it's got to catch up to him at some point.
For sure, but it's like he's getting his butt kicked by Luke Cornett. It's not the first time.
Yeah.
And
if it's not Luke Cornett, you got to deal with Wemby out there.
But I mean, like if it's Luke Cornett, that's a guy you need to beat, dog.
That is true.
Like that's That's not a Wemby matchup nightmare. You know what I mean? When it's Wemby, I'm like, yeah, dog, you're being sacrificed to that altar of Wemby's absolute basketball freakishness. Everyone gets it. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing Jokic on a given night. Like, hey, dog, sucks to suck. Have fun.
Yeah.
Go with God. It's Luke Cornett. You got to figure that out.
But I would love Luke Cornett coming off the bench for my team, I'll tell you that. Well, I got Luke Cornett at home, actually. It's Robert Williams III. I'm cool with that.
Cornett and Rob are probably two of the best backup bigs in the entire league.
Dare I say Luke Cornett and Rob Williams III might be the two best players in this series right now.
They've been wildly efficient in their roles.
Very, very good.
Here's the terrifying thing. Guess where they both came from? Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot Cornett was in Boston. They got a nice little program up there.
They do pretty well.
They lost last night, though. That was shocking. They got a nice program up there. Did you see what Jason Tatum said? They were like, you've had a ton of wins and a ton of losses in your career. And Jason Tatum was like, ton of losses? He's like, I don't think so.
I bet you his winning percentage over his career is probably like 65%.
Yeah, dude. That guy wins a lot. Boy,
First couple years were a little rough, but
sure.
They weren't.
There's a reason they had the third overall pick.
But they
in the
weren't
draft.
that bad.
No. Let's put a pin in this. Let's slide over to a little college football. The new Rose Bowl, baby. And I'm here for it. Plus, we'll check in Core Vegas and how their basketball team's doing it. Plus, USA and Web Gems. Loaded second hour. Don't go anywhere. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
Portland Perks.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Trail Blazers got the win last night, taking down the Spurs 106-103 to even up the series in the first round. Scoot Henderson led the way for Portland as he posted his 5th 30-point game of his career as the Blazers finished the game on a 16-4 run as Portland trailed by 14 in the fourth quarter. Game 3 will be back in Portland as Victor Wembanyama. His status for Friday's game is still undetermined as he suffered a concussion in last night's contest. Some more NBA playoff scores for you as the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Rockets 101-94 to push their series lead to 2-0. LeBron leading the way, looking timeless as he finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Lakers' victory. The Philadelphia 76ers evened up the series versus the Boston Celtics with a 111-97 win last night. VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey combining for 59 points as the 76ers stunned the Celtics. And we are just one day away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. Ahead of the draft, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua. He will be a full participant in the team's offseason program, as head coach Sean McVay announced on Tuesday. Nacua spent part of the offseason in rehab, as he was in attendance for the first day of the Rams offseason program. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher.
Hour number deuce. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that, The Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you can't catch primetime tonight, well, you can go back and listen to it at your own leisure. Same with the Sunrise guys this morning. If you didn't catch them, you can go to the YouTubes if you like to go that avenue as well. Rewind, fast forward, except for into the future, for that would be impossible. This hour, we'll take a little pause from the Blazer game, but we will get back to that in the Big Nooner because judging by your attendance, you guys are stoked when we talk about the Blazers. So we'll get back to that in the Big Nooner for sure. Touch in on Corvallis and their efforts to revamp that basketball program, and when you should and when you shouldn't chant USA. But let's start here, Danny, something that is very near and dear to my heart. It sounds like the new Pac-12 has their new Rose Bowl. And I'll share this with you in the sense that back in my day, in the old times, before the Empire took over, if you won the Pac-12 and weren't in the national championship, you went to the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, as the great Keith Jackson used to say. Well, now all traditions be damned. The college football doesn't care about any of that anymore, and so that's pretty much gone, and the Rose Bowl is a glorified playoff location, which my grandfather is rolling in his grave right now, the thought of that. But it was announced that the new Pac-12 that is being formed in football will have a similar situation where the winner of the Pac-12, should they not be in the college football playoff, will go to the Poinsettia Bowl. It's the new Rose Bowl. Poinsettias are the new roses, my friend. And I am about to have a bunch of poinsettias at my house to celebrate, except for fake ones because they're extremely poisonous to cats.
Fake ones are?
No, real ones.
Oh, okay. I was like,
real ones are. But I love this concept. And the thought is that the Poinsettia Bowl will put the Pac-12 champion against the Mountain West champion. There's the new conference rival. I know this isn't Pac-12 Big Ten, okay, buddy? I know it's not. And I know this
and it ain't roses.
And I know this ain't the Rose Bowl.
They smell like poo, poo, poo.
But as a kid who got left behind, the cool kid bus drove away and forgot, quote unquote, the couple of the kids behind. You
got Joe dirted.
Yeah, I got Joe dirted. Or Willie Mays Hayes in a major league.
They carry him out.
Carry his bed outside. He wakes up and goes, yes, I got cut already. Yeah, that's kind of us. So these little things are making me happy that there will be, we're going to create a great regional rivalry between the Pac-12 and the Mountain West, and the Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego ain't a bad place to go. You know, I've never walked out of Martin Stadium with roses in my teeth. I always really wanted to. That was the goal. Then the Pac-12 championship came around, so then that wouldn't really happen because you had to win that game. Maybe one day I will walk out of Pullman with a poinsettia in my mouth, and we're going to San Diego.
Are they toxic to you?
Probably because I'm secretly a cat.
I don't think it's a secret.
But maybe this is the cool route that you go if you're not one of the big boys, you know, because everybody's
Gotta have something.
Yeah, everybody's thinking about, you know, I got to get to the playoff. Do I want to buy or do I want to host a game? You know, if you're the number 1 seed, you get to choose which bowl. Where does my fan base travel better, etc. For those of us that don't matter anymore and the world doesn't care anymore, like going to the Poinsettia Bowl is now the goal. That's now the standard. Is if you want to compete in the Pac-12, stop looking at me that way. If you want to compete in the Pac-12, you have a goal now. It's to either make the playoff, that's the ultimate goal, and if you don't, land in the Poinsettia Bowl and win the conference.
It's that you said it with a straight face.
I'm trying to take this very, very seriously, Daniel. I'm trying to gaslight myself into the new Rose Bowl.
That's the standard, huh?
The new Rose Bowl. Yeah, dude, the standard is the Poinsettia Bowl. Wouldn't you want to go to San Diego in December, January?
I'll go full Family Guy for you. Good luck with that Sally Fields tale.
Dude,
like, it's just like, I guess, dog, you got what you got.
I'm saying it right now. If the Cougs go to the Poinsettia Bowl, I'm going.
I mean, it's worse places to be.
I'm going. I'm going to San Diego, the Gaslamp District.
Like I
Too
said,
bad it's not at the same time as baseball because I could catch a baseball game.
like I said, there's worse places to be. But, hey, how about that Pac-12 media rights deal? We got any updates on that?
2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. We'll know in 2 weeks.
Wasn't that like August?
Yeah. I think it's because the number is so bad that nobody wants to admit what it is.
It's like, no, it's done. No, it's multiple partners. No, it's like,
Is the TV deal single digits? Like per team?
I bet you.
Oh, God, that would be an absolute disaster. We can't get $10 million a team? We don't even have a full conference. We have to play teams twice. We don't even have a full schedule.
Look, man, there's a lot going on with all of this, and like the fact that you can't firmly say that you're better than the Mountain West with like thump your chest, like you could probably say it.
Oh, I'm saying it. Screw the Mountain West. Those losers?
Yeah, I know, but the fact that you can't just come out and scream it from the mountaintops, that's a problem.
We'll settle this on the field in San Diego.
What happens when it goes the other way?
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
My Cougs would lose the Rose Bowl. I mean the Poinsettia Bowl.
There you go. the Rosettia Bowl?
Rose Bowl Part 2.
Part D.
I'm going to call it the Rose Bowl.
You would.
I am. It's the new standard, dude.
It's the Rose Bowl.
The Rose. Ooh.
You like that?
Sparkling Rose. Sparkling Rose Bowl. You know,
but it comes out of a box.
I don't like rosé or sparkling wine all that much, but I will drink some sparkling rosé out of a box.
Moscato Bowl.
If we go to the Poinsettia Bowl, I mean the Rose Bowl. I mean the Rosé Bowl.
Yeah, it's the Rosé Bowl. It's the Temu Rose Bowl. That's what it is. It's the Rosé Bowl. The little accent mark is just very, very, very small.
We need to spend the off season to figure out the best example of what Pac-12 Mountain West football really is. Because, look, we're not a big player. You might make a playoff game every once in a while and then lose by 30 on the road at Texas. But it's kind of like I had a cab driver in London once, and I was like, oh, what's your Premier League team? And he's like, I'm from Portsmouth. Ooh. He's like, we're in the championship. So I'm like trying to think to myself, okay, you're in the tier below, but that's your team, so you still care every single week. But then there's the big guys that play, and you still watch those games as well.
Yeah.
But you're perfectly fine living in the championship, and maybe one day,
get that promotion year.
Get that promotion, make a bunch of money, and head to
the
the
Premier
Premier
League.
League.
For you to be real good in the championship league for a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe. But for now, you know, I'd like to make the playoff to make the Premier League.
Yeah, you're basically Cardiff.
Oh, dude.
You're not even in the country. You're Welsh. You're Welsh.
Savage. That's savage. Swansea.
Yeah.
That is brutal. We've played in Rose Bowls.
Yeah.
We have some history.
Sure.
I
been
know,
around a long time.
I know Cardiff in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Sure.
Cardiff and Swansea have been there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You know?
As long as I don't become Leicester and live and go down twice,
Yeah,
you can't
it's
do
tough.
that. You can't do that.
Win a Premier League title, and a decade later, you're 2 leagues down.
Look, I actually am starting to embrace my new role in life, and maybe this is the most ultimate kook thing ever.
This is your step towards the military.
No.
It is. Embrace the suck.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Embrace the suck.
And take a shot at UW every year.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Because I tell you what, when you get it, because it'll happen, it's gonna feel real good.
Dude, I think we're beating the Huskies this year.
I don't think that's happening.
I do.
I think they're gonna absolutely annihilate you.
Really? Yeah. I don't. I think Damon checks out.
Is a checked out Damon better than what you've got?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what we have.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, oh boy.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Maybe this is the best lot for some of us Pac-12 schools, and I don't want to speak for my Beaver brethren. But look, we're just going to go to games, get drunk. We don't care who wins or who loses. We just don't.
That's the most Northwest fan I've ever heard. It's like, just try hard.
Yeah, dude.
try hard.
There's no reason why everybody can't.
I wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles, and we'd all eat it, be happy.
It's good enough for me.
Perfect example. Do you even go to school here?
She doesn't even go here. Wait, do you go to this school? No, I just have a lot of feelings.
That's the Pac-12.
Yeah, baby. That's the Pac-12 in a nutshell. The new Rose Bowl is the Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego. The winner of the Pac-12 faces the winner of the Mountain West should they not be in the college football playoff. Let's head down to those kids down at Oregon State, the brethren that I just spoke of. Nice little basketball program all turning out down there with some transfer news, etc. We'll head to Core Vegas next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
do want to read some thoughts over here. YouTube's got me giggling real heavily. Welcome to the 2027 Franzia Boxed Wine Poinsettia Bowl from Snapdragon Stadium here in beautiful San Diego. I love the ring to it. Snapdragon Stadium. Timbers are going to be at Snapdragon Stadium this weekend. They'll take on San Diego FC. That's a 6:30 kick pregame, or is it 5:30? I think it's a 6:30 kick. Pregame's at 5:30, always an hour before right here, your home of the Portland Timbers. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Scott over here on the YouTube. I would say that the Pac-12 fans that stick with their teams through this are hardcore. No one jumping on this bandwagon.
No.
That's a fact, amigo.
That thing's on fire and running off a cliff.
And we're shooting, hooting, and hollering and shooting our pistols. Yeah. Yosemite Sam style. Like,
just ghost riding the whip.
whoa, that sounds fun. Can we come on? Nope.
All full here. Also, Beaver fan. At least we aren't USC. Go Beavs. I don't have anything against the Beavs. Also, you don't believe that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Hey, your championship window's open, though.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of hope for not a lot of pay dirt.
Wow. Join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Let's back this
Let's
up.
see. You want to try that again?
Let's back this up.
There you go.
Join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes on sale now. You can choose between the morning or the afternoon. Get it soon, though, because they sell up fast. It's the most fun day in golf. Activations, tastings all around the course. Of course, there's infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th hole. All of our hosts, Dirt, Sprague, Luke, Isaac, Suk, Danny, and myself, will be posted up to heckle and admire your shots. Keep you fed. Post-round meal brought to you by Matt's Barbecue, 1051thefan.com. Head over there. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for more information to sign up today. It's the Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota. Also brought to you by our great friends at Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy, Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, your neighborhood restaurant group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Il Legal Mezcal, and Window Nation. I got to learn how to breathe better during that thing.
It's a long read.
It is.
You got to pace yourself.
Did Joe Fisher write that?
Probably.
Are we going to slam Joe again? Poor guy's never going to live that down. Let's stay in the Pac-12, though, huh? You know, we laugh about the football situation going on in the Pac-12. You know what's going to be a real situation in the Pac-12? College basketball. That is quickly going to become a college basketball conference, mark my words. And what's really fascinating to me is the addition of all those state schools, San Diego State, Colorado State, which have been pretty good basketball schools of late, Utah State, etc. I'm really excited to see what the new Pac-12 looks like from a college basketball standpoint. What terrified me was I was worried that it was Wazoo and Oregon State that were going to be the ones left behind in it. Because in football, you would think the Beavs and Washington State, who are both going through big changes at the top, ADs, both schools are going to have new ADs, both schools have new head coaches, huge turnover and transfers and graduates and et cetera. They should have a leg up in the new Pac-12 football. They're both going to be kind of behind the eight ball in new Pac-12 basketball, except it sounds like Oregon State's doing a fairly good job. It helps when your coach just won a natty.
That's very helpful. Look, I'll kill Barnes for basically everything that he did.
And rightfully so. And Oregon State fans should. And as your brethren, I support you in all of that.
But football and basketball hires look like they'll be pretty good.
They do.
Good hires.
They do. They look really good over there at Oregon State. And, I mean, who hired them?
That's what I'm saying.
It is Scott Barnes.
Yeah, it's Barnes.
Yeah, there's a new transfer coming in. He's the hyped guard. Had 19.8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, almost 4 assists. Coming over from Buffalo, was also a Wisconsin kid. And they grabbed a 6'11 4-star out of Washington, out of the state of Washington.
And they just grabbed Deshaun Gorey from Fresno State. It's another 16-point-a-game guy. Like, weird. You got a coach in who knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
And all the guys that left, they're like, that's fine.
The blind squirrel found the nut, and here we go.
I mean, this has got me so hyped for Oregon State that I'm almost at the question, like, are they ahead of Oregon right now?
I said that to Dirt the other day.
Did you?
Like, yeah, he was like, well, I mean, Oregon State doesn't have anybody. They haven't made any moves yet, but I know guys that work in the college basketball sphere. I'm like, buckle up, buddy. They're about to make a whole handful of moves.
And look at it now.
Yeah. I think it was
What's that Oregon roster looking like right now?
I was saying, I think this was a week ago. I said that to Dirt. I was like, Oregon State's going to be better than you next year. Like,
I think there's a very, very good chance, and
Best
they're going to
believe.
they're going to be forced to a little bit because I think that conference is going to be I think the standard in that conference
It's gonna be a basketball conference.
is going to be 3 teams make the tournament. That's going to be the goal every single year. But that being said, it's still not out of the realm of possibility to be a major player in that conference. Because look, Colorado State, San Diego State, those are good basketball schools. Gonzaga obviously has the money for it, so they'll be the perennial favorite to win every single year. But you should be able to spend on basketball what Colorado State is.
Yes.
San Diego State, they might like basketball a little more than football, but they're putting money into their football program, which doesn't mean they have a ton of money to put in their basketball program. You should be able to compete
No, you should be able to.
in a conference that will have respect.
You are going to be a player in basketball.
I don't mean to take a shot at UP by any means, but I think the new Pac-12 will be a better conference than the WCC,
Oh, yeah. No, I believe that for sure.
where they put in Gonzaga and St. Mary's every year, and then Santa Clara gets hot, or San Francisco gets hot, or
Sure.
San Diego, Pepperdine, somebody like that. Even UP's been in recently. I think the new Pac-12 is going to be a fantastic basketball conference, and now I'm terrified as a Wazoo kid that Oregon State might have figured it out. It's like, damn it, I thought we could be losers together.
No. The Oregon State is very much on track.
I'm
as
happy
far as
for
like
them.
the moves that they have made, the transfers that they have signed, the guys that they brought in. Look, man, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to a place that has a coach on that staff that just won a national title and has that shine on him? Like, if you can't get to a top 25 high major school right out of the gate, or if you're coming from Buffalo or you're coming from Fresno State.
Dude, 19 points at Buffalo might translate to like 17 in the Pac-12. Like, you
Yeah.
might kind of do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, look, if Oregon State's going to do the thing, you go be the stepping stone school for a little bit, where a guy comes and plays for you for a year, and then they go to Tennessee. They go and play at Florida. They go and play at Alabama.
Well,
that's totally fine.
Well, that's the model in football right now. Look, hey, I had 2 quarterbacks. One went to Miami and went number 1 overall, and the second one's going to be the starter at Oklahoma again. So it's like, that might be your lot in life. And if you are a factory making people, that means you're doing something right. And I know that's a little poinsettia-bowl of me, but that's kind of the reality that we're in. And I give Oregon State a lot of
What
credit.
did the American Conference director tell us when we had Army Navy?
I'm not a mid-major. We're not a G5 school. We're nothing. We're the American Conference.
And we'll
be a player.
And we don't care.
Nope.
If you want to come here, then go somewhere else. Go with God.
See you later.
We'll pat you in the butt. Thank you for your service.
Dude, he said that
coaches and players.
He said that about schools.
Yes.
He was like, oh, you don't want to be in our conference? Fine. Go. We'll find somebody else.
Find somebody else. You have to have the mentality.
That's some big D energy.
That-
Pernetti got some big D energy.
Yeah. I mean, he did stand right next to you multiple times just to show you
Dude,
how much bigger he was.
He keeps walking closer to me as we talk. It freaks me out, man. I got a buddy that does
just
that.
to show you he's a foot taller.
I got a buddy that does that to me a lot, but he's like legally blind, so I don't blame him for it. But he's like the guy that as he talks to you gets closer and closer. That was a pure power move.
Oh, no.
On a 5'6" kid who's like chubby and clearly not athletic.
Pernetti's 6'4" and built like a freaking Greek god.
Got more hair than I do.
I mean, good looking dude too.
Shout out to Oregon State. I'm happy for you guys. And another cool thing is if Oregon State puts this basketball program together, maybe I get lucky and my school does too. I have no problem driving down to Corvallis to watch a basketball game. I got no problem with that. Hell, if GU's in Corvallis, I might go watch that game.
What is the thing we've talked about with basketball and football? Do you want in?
Yeah.
Here you go.
You can come in.
It's not hard. If you want to be a part of the party, it's BYOB.
Even with an incompetent AD in Scott Barnes, the track record speaks for itself. I don't know the guy personally. There was a while there where I thought Scott Barnes was our best friend. As a Wazoo kid.
Yeah.
I was like, Scott Barnes is going to lead the new Pac-12. Let's do this. Then I was like, oh, good God, no, please. That even with a disaster that Scott Barnes has been, and that's mostly, I trust you Oregon State kids on that opinion, as much of a disaster as he's been, still might have it right in both sports. Because are you in? When we talked to Alex Brink about my school, that was the same question.
And he couldn't give you the unequivocal answer.
He didn't know the answer. And I don't know if we know the answer. We got a new AD in now, so we'll see. But do you want in? And Oregon State has clearly said they want in on basketball.
Washington State.
Jamarcus Shepard it could turn out to be a great coach, but that's a reach.
Yeah.
Okay, a guy with no play calling experience, no head coaching experience. That's going to be a reach, but he comes from a good program.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dan Lanning came from a good program too, albeit a lot more experience than what Shepard has. But basketball side, like, you can turn that around quickly.
The way I would put this is in poker terms. Washington State's kind of small in the small blind. Oregon State's big blind. They have to do something.
Yeah, they do. We're okay right now.
You're already you've got chips in, so
we haven't isolated our fan base
No.
at Washington State, and I always compare the two because we're going to be
the same life.
compared
Yeah.
for the rest of our lives. None of us are like, oh God, let's get the hell out of
No.
here. That's a burning ship over there, and we were like, oh my God,
you're pot committed at this point.
my friends are all drowning over there, and I don't want to step in it. So I'm sorry. I'm going to watch you guys "In the Air of the Night" by Phil Collins.
You're throwing the life preserver at you, like, good luck.
But I'm not holding the rope connected to it.
No,
yeah.
you're not the tugboat pulling them back to shore.
No.
Because then both boats sink.
But I think you got a chance, guys.
That's a lot of analogies we just made.
That's what we do here.
Little things.
Did you know the Blazers won last night?
They did.
They did. USA chants. That's the new popular thing in golf and in hockey. Should you? Do you think you should? We'll go there next. That's Casey over there. He's got sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Trailblazers got the win last night, taking down the Spurs 106-103 to even up the series in the first round. Scoot Henderson led the way for Portland as he posted his fifth 30-point game of his career as the Blazers finished the game on a 16-4 run. Game 3 will be back in Portland as Victor Wembanyama. His status for Friday's game is still undetermined as he suffered a concussion in last night's contest. Some more NBA playoff scores for you as the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Rockets 101-94 to push their series lead to 2-0. LeBron leading the way, looking timeless as he finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Lakers' victory. The Philadelphia 76ers evened up the series versus the Boston Celtics with a 111-97 win. VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey combining for 59 points as the 76ers stunned the Celtics. And we are just one day away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. Ahead of the draft, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua will be a full participant in the team's offseason program. Head coach Sean McVay announced on Tuesday, Nacua spent part of the offseason in rehab, and he is in attendance for the Rams' first day of the offseason program. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris.
Coming up next, everybody's favorite. We'll do that in about 15 minutes. We'll get back into the Blazers and the Big Nooner as well. We'll look ahead of the series. And I want to ask you guys this question. It's a question I just asked Danny in the break that we'll address in the Big Nooner. Are Blazer playoff tickets for – this is a question I had with Adam Sussman yesterday as we were doing Timbers Fan. He sat in for Jake Zivin. Go catch that wherever you get your podcast. We had a nice long conversation about the state of the Timbers right now. He was talking about wanting to go to Game 3 or maybe Game 4, but leaning towards Game 3. So the question I will ask you listeners out there, and we'll circle back this in the noon hour, 503-864-6326, are ticket prices going to go up for Games 3 and 4 because the Blazers have won a game? Or do they go down because there's a chance that Wemby doesn't play in both, let alone not Game 3? So we'll get to that question at the Big Nooner, so I'd love your thoughts on that. But some weird stuff going on over the weekend, some little leftover nuggies. And it pertains to the chant of USA, USA.
You're welcome, USA.
And, it's not an uncommon thing. We saw the Four Nations in hockey. That was such a rad thing that you get real pumped about. Then the Olympics. Damn right I'm chanting USA. Did you see they were chanting USA at the Tampa Bay Lightning game the other day against Montreal?
Yeah.
Do you know there's one American-born player on the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Where are they playing?
In Tampa.
Okay.
I do think there's probably a lot of players on Tampa that will we'll claim America. Them taxes are real nice down here.
They're a lot better, especially in Florida.
Yeah. I don't know what Canadian taxes are, so I'm not going to pretend
They're
to be
crazy
an expert
high.
on that. Yeah, it sounds like the Brits too. And then Matt Fitzpatrick was in a playoff hole against Scotty Scheffler at the RBC Heritage over the weekend, and they're yelling USA at him because everybody wants Scotty, and he won. So shove that up your pipe.
It's tough.
I'm not a big USA chant guy.
Oh, no way.
What do you mean?
You probably hate flyovers, too.
Well, I mean, it's a waste of government funding, that's for sure.
They got to fly anyways.
No, they are pretty cool. You can't say no to a flyover.
One of my favorite things to see is like Brits seeing flyovers at games.
Well,
Like reacting to it. It's just like, wait, what was that? Like, oh, that's a spicy Dorito. That's a B2.
that thing can drop nuclear bombs.
Yes, we have them in the air at all times.
I have a good friend of mine. I went to high school with her. Her brother is my age, and she's 3 years older than me. And she's been living in Geneva for the last 15, 20 years. And she doesn't get to the States a whole lot as much, but I was fortunate enough to hang out with her for a couple days. We went on a rafting trip a couple of years ago, and we were driving back. We had done the lower section of the Deschutes, so you pop out right there at the Columbia. So we're driving back. We're passing through the Dalles, and she looks at me, and she goes, the thing I will never understand that always surprises me, when I come back to America, it's still everything I remember, especially being in the Northwest. The trees, the mountain, etc., the ocean, the big river, etc. She goes, I always forget how much this country loves to fly their flag. You don't see that anywhere else.
No, you don't.
Yeah, she's like when we're in Switzerland, there aren't Swiss flags everywhere.
They're neutral.
It's a cool looking flag, though.
It is.
I like that flag more than our flag. The old stars and bars are okay.
Say careful.
I know.
Careful.
I know.
Our flag's a banger.
Our flag is kind of a banger.
But no, it is. That's one of the things. Anytime I hear from anybody, especially from Europe, who comes over here, they're like, "Man, there are flags everywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what happens when you just go around kicking butt. That's what happens."
On the YouTube, I think the USA chant by people who can't find other countries on a map, let alone their own state, is what bugs me. I agree. Ignorance is tough.
There's, it's a funny one about that too.
Do you know where Montreal is?
Speaking of like the Europeans in general, they're like, Americans don't really know European geography. I'm like, our states are bigger than your country, and there's 50 of them.
That is true. But most of our people in this country don't know all the states either.
How well do you think, if I give you a map of the U.S. right now, how well would you do with the states?
100%. I can give you capitals and the general location of where their capitals
There you
are,
go.
too.
How about you, Case?
I'll struggle with the Midwest a little bit, but I'll probably nail it.
Really? The only one that ever got me was the Northeast.
Gun to my head.
The Vermont, Connecticut, not Maine, but
Connecticut.
Massachusetts.
Like those, I know where they are. Like those are the ones when I was a kid. Those are the ones I would always mix up.
What side is Vermont on?
Vermont's on the
left side.
Left
isn't
side,
it?
yeah.
Correct. You gun to my head, your whole family dies if you don't fill this out. I'm whistling and singing a song while I'm filling out the whole
Capital
thing.
Vermont?
Montpellier.
Yeah, I knew you know that one.
Yeah, dude. I'm very good at geography. That's why I was like
Yeah.
a little earlier when you were kind of like Saskatoon and you were like telling me about provinces in Canada. I was like, I know. Wait, then it dawned on me. Oh, right. I don't think people know.
Most people don't know what provinces.
I think a lot of it too is people just don't care.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm a nerd, and so I cared about it.
I had a geography test. I think it was my junior year to name every country in the world. I think I got 3 wrong.
Whoa, I can't do that.
I used to be able to do that.
There's a lot of Beck stands that I don't know
See, those
what's going on.
I've been to all of them, so
Yeah.
I know those. The what gets me now is that, especially like countries in Africa, because they've changed. Like Zaire, not a country anymore.
No.
It's like that
The
was
Democratic. I don't even think it's the Democratic Republic of Congo anymore.
Just Congo.
I think it's the Congo Republic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
See,
and now we've got Czechia instead of the Czech Republic.
I know. What's that about?
Yeah, it's like, oh, what are you doing here?
And is it Czechia or Czechia?
I don't know.
I know they're freaking me out on this.
I-
Turkey, because it's not Turkey anymore. Is it still Hungary?
Or Turkmenistan.
Oh, is that what it used to be?
No,
Oh, is that not a real place? Just
throw that one in there for you.
that sounded made up.
There you go.
Is it made up?
No.
Oh,
It's
it's a real place.
That's real.
Oh, okay. Is it next to Turkey?
It's
See, dude,
next-
that's what I'm telling you, man.
It's next to Kazakhstan and Tajikistan.
Yeah, dude,
And
that
Uzbekistan
Eastern
and
that
Afghanistan,
that
all the
Eastern
stands.
European bloc, dude, that can go right to hell.
I mean, that's Asia.
Yeah. That Western Asia, Eastern Europe, like all that can go to hell.
Yeah.
That place just doesn't exist in my brain.
Poland, Belarus.
No.
Just
No.
Serbia.
No, but I know where like Sri Lanka and Laos and
Well, Sri Lanka's an
Burma
easy one
and
because it's an
all that
island.
stuff, yeah. Like I know where all that stuff is, but when you head up to that area, I'm out on that.
Those lines have been redrawn a lot.
A lot. And in my lifetime, a lot.
Yes, when we were younger, just the USSR, baby. It's one big country.
When I was in middle school, the first year, I moved to Vancouver in '97. My first year in middle school, we didn't have a principal because he was fighting in Yugoslavia.
Not a country anymore.
Not a country anymore. He was in Bosnia, but it was like in Yugoslavia, and I was like, dude, this is not. Wow, my head hurts.
Was he like a French Foreign Legion or?
No, I think he'd been military for a long time and was over
Guard.
there as some sort of advisor or something like that. But he wasn't at school all my 7th grade year.
That's kind of wild.
And then he came back, and everybody was like, "Yeah, he's back. You're the best." And I was like, "Who's this guy?"
He's gone.
He gone. Web Gems, everybody's favorite, is next. We're going to start a fire to get you going. Wait, you're going to actually start a fire? 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
All right, this is everybody's favorite Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the Big Nooner, we'll get back to the Blazer game. Last little reactions from Game 2. We'll look ahead to Game 3 a little bit, but more kind of where the series goes after such a crucial win on the road. The future of Victor Wembanyama very much in question. No Tom Dundon stuff today, okay, guys? No Tom Dundon today. We're taking a chill pill.
It's out there, though.
Oh, it's... We'll get to some Dundon tomorrow. I just felt today is a day to celebrate, to be stoked, happy about the Blazers with a playoff W.
But Adam Silver's out there carrying water.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
Buckets on the
You
shoulders.
gonna start yelling at me too?
Just buckets on the shoulders.
Well, he has to. I mean, technically,
He works for
that
him.
literally is his job. We will get to Adam Silver stuff tomorrow. I just thought today would be a nice day to just basketball.
That's fun.
So we got a lot to get to in the Big Nooner on that. But your Web Gems is brought to you today by the Premier League. And this is not a soccer segment, so don't freak out on me. But Arsenal, they are in a bid to win the league for the first time in 2 decades. They are very famous for what the Brits like to call bottling it, which is essentially choking at the end of the season, and they're kind of stepping in it right now. Their head coach, Mikel Arteta, decided he needed to light a fire to get this team ready for the rest of the season. They got like 6 games left to try to win it. But he actually lit a fire during practice. Now, Danny, is there any more cringy motivation stuff you can think of worse than, see this fire here, boys? This fire represents the passion you need inside to finish the rest of this season. Like, Bukayo Saka makes like 400 pounds a week. Do you think 400,000 pounds a week? Do you think he's looking at that fire and going, wow, coach, you're so right. That is me.
And Mikel Arteta is irritating as could be.
Massively.
To begin with.
Dude, I'll take the bald fraud over that dude. At least he's won everywhere he's been, and I hate Guardiola.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, like,
it's super corny.
Like, Sprague talks about how he coaches youth basketball all the time, okay? If you do it at that level, okay, maybe. 10, 12, hell, maybe even a 15-year-old might buy that. I don't know if you can go to adults. Can Tiago
Grown
Splitter...
men who are making millions of dollars are going to look at you and go, what are you doing?
Tiago Splitter lights a fire in the locker room and looks at Drew Holiday or looks at Jeremy in the face, and he goes, I need this in you right now, and you're going to score 25 tomorrow.
Tiago Splitter's not going to do that because he's not an idiot.
The sprinkler goes off and everybody's soaked.
But, it's just... Look, man, you went pertaining to the Blazers, like, where did Tiago Splitter come from? Who did he coach under and who did he play for?
Yeah, the big boy.
Pop.
Becky Hammond? Was it Becky? Sorry. I'm being mean over here.
Yeah.
I'm usually a lot nicer to old Becky Hammond, but that was a little low blow.
But with Pop, Tiago said Pop didn't do all that stuff.
No.
It was...
You think Phil was a rah-rah guy? Do you think Spo was
Phil played mind games.
Yeah.
He would tell, Michael that Scotty was doing this and tell Scotty that Michael was doing this or tell Michael that Scotty was doing that and, let Dennis Rodman go to Vegas for he knew how to manage egos, but
But he's not taking 2 strings and tying a knot and saying this bonds our friendship together.
No, he gave guys books.
No, I like that.
He did do that.
Well, Joe Mazzulla in Boston
Joe's weird as could be.
Seems to be kind of a raw guy in professional sports. It works in the college realm. It doesn't really work in the pro level, though.
The thing about Joe, though, is that he's a psychopath.
He is weird.
No, not just
he's a weird
Not just
dude.
his public persona. I talk to guys who've been through those practices.
Yeah.
He's a Hurley. He's a psychopath. He is a
dude.
yelling, screaming, just psychopath.
He has his kids walking around throwing each other in guillotines.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what that is, that's when you
choking
have
somebody
a
out.
Dude choked up underneath your arm.
Oh, dang,
He just
dude.
has his kids walking around the house doing that freely.
I was thinking about the circle that you put your head in and the chop comes down.
It's basically-
An actual guillotine.
But it's the same it's the same principle. Choke off the airflow.
Yeah.
Except without taking the head off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious how Joe Mazzulla works. Like, they just love him so much because that's kind of a college mentality a little bit.
There is some of that to it, but
It's why like Hurley stays in college because I don't think the Hurley experience works in the NBA. I wish it would, but I don't know if it does.
You have to earn it.
I think the Bobby Hurley experiment and being a raw guy could work for a team like this Blazer team.
Danny, not Bobby.
Sorry, Danny.
Yeah.
Why do I always say Bobby?
'Cause he was
the
more
player.
he was more irritating.
And more irritating, yeah. Danny Hurley could work in the NBA maybe if you had a team like this Blazer team. A team that are good guys.
Young guys.
Seem
with
to
some vets who have their heads screwed on straight.
no real egos to deal with all around. But, dude, when Hurley was thinking about taking a Laker gig with Luka and LeBron, Marcus Smart, hard pass on that.
No.
That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work.
No, you look around a lot of
But
rosters.
Hurley might work at like OKC.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
might- that kind of roster.
The thing that everybody said about OKC, it was a very collegiate atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a bunch of young dudes. And Dagnall's, he can get after it.
He's doing it, yeah. He's doing a good job down there. But Houston? No, not with KD.
Or Şengün.
No way.
I mean, Van Vliet might be okay with it. Amen might be okay with it. I don't know if Tari would be, but Tari's a bit of a psycho.
We see it in the NFL, too. There's not as much college rah-rah. There's more of, like, getting up for your guys, like the D'Amico Ryans of the world.
And
like
Vrabel.
And Vrabel, yeah. I mean, that's what they are really good
Saleh.
at. It's a different kind
Campbell.
of it's a different kind of rah-rah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's like
It's-
it's I'm one of you and let's get jacked about what you just did.
Yeah.
It's not like I believe in you guys in the fire today. We'll get that going today. Now go get them out there. No, it's like
It's not
somebody
it's not
takes
win
off
one
a-
for the Gipper.
Yeah, it's somebody takes off the head of a quarterback, and when the guy's on the bench in a basketball game after a massive dunk, they all hold each other
Mm-hmm.
and lean back. Like D'Amico's there doing
Yes.
that with those guys. That's the new rah-rah
Yeah.
in professional sports. I don't think lighting a fire, singing Kumbaya
this is something like
in a dark retreat.
He got it off Chat GPT when he couldn't figure out how to stop
Yeah.
Arsenal from choking. It's like,
Which, by the way, they're doing a fantastic job of.
you hate to see it.
You hate to see it. I've never had any issue with Arsenal. I'm a Liverpool fan. I hate United. Easily was able to start hating City when Pep came in and they started winning titles.
I've always
Arsenal,
disliked
though-
Arsenal because they're French.
It's just because Thierry Henry.
Well, no, I mean that club has been associated with French stars forever.
Well, yeah, and
They are French
and
leaning.
Dutch. They've done a
Yeah.
lot of Dutch too.
I got
Dennis
nothing-
Bergkamp was
Well, I mean, I got nothing against
kind
the
of
Dutch,
changed the Premier League.
but the French,
when Bergkamp
especially in
came
soccer,
over.
I'm just like, I don't like you.
You really hate the French, and I love the French.
I love French basketball players.
Yeah,
They're really good.
I like French people.
Yeah,
Dude, they lived till like 95 in the sun with cigarettes. That's pretty awesome.
smells so bad.
I mean, that you go live in a city that's been conquested 15,000 times in its
I've
existence.
been to Constantinople.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But that was like a one big one. France is like,
Whoa, no.
Paris has been taken
that
over.
city's been conquered more than any city in existence. How's that?
Yeah,
Maybe
fair.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's fair.
Weird how they're in like the same region.
I know.
It's almost like they're gateways to entire civilizations.
Oh boy, we got to get out of here.
But yeah, no. God, France as a country stinks. It's not even just Paris. It's a smelly country. Use deodorant.
Danny hates France, Canada, Seattle, and Shaden Sharp. This thing's getting big
Whoa,
here,
whoa,
dude.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't hate Shane. Everybody else? Yeah.
Yeah. Loaded final hour to get to.
Especially Montreal.
The Blazers defeated the Spurs. Let's get back into that. That's Danny. Unfortunately, I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Trailblazers got the win last night, taking down the Spurs 106-103 to even up the series in the first round. Scoot Henderson led the way for Portland as he posted his fifth 30-point game of his career as the Blazers finished the game on a 16-4 run. Game 3 will be back in Portland as Victor Wembanyama. His status for Friday's game is still undetermined as he suffered a concussion in last night's contest. Some more NBA playoff scores for you as the Los Angeles Lakers, they defeated the Rockets 101-94 to push their series lead to 2-0. LeBron leading the way, looking timeless as he finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Lakers' victory. The Philadelphia 76ers evened up the series versus the Boston Celtics with a 111-97 win. VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey combined for 59 points as the 76ers stunned the Celtics. And we are just one day away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. Ahead of the draft, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua is a full participant in the team's offseason program. Head coach Sean McVay announced on Tuesday, Nacua spent part of the offseason in rehab and he is in full attendance for the Rams' first day of offseason programs. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation.
Two down, one to go here. The firm of Harrison Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. I can't tell you how stoked we are to be a part of your day. Today's been a fun one. We'll spend most of our hour here talking about the Trail Blazers' victory over the Spurs and what comes ahead after us. We'll toss it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2. Luke Anderson and the Fan Happy Hour from 2 to 3. He'll take that bad boy into primetime from 3 to 7. Started with the boys this morning, Dirt and Sprague at 6 a.m., and it ends at 7 p.m. tonight. That's 13 hours of live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio. 106-103 is the final score. And if you missed any of the first hour, we broke down a lot of that game then. You're go back and check it out on the podcast or on YouTube if you like. And I think a lot of moral of the story is that Scoot was great last night. Scoot was excellent last night. There's some to be desireds from some of the bench, looking at Jeremy, looking at Shaden a little bit in different aspects. Still some questions about Donovan of late, especially in the playoffs. The minutes when Wemby's not in, but now Wemby's out. But I think at the end of the day, a situation was presented in front of you. When Wemby goes down, we can't control that. Look, dubs are dubs. If the Blazers are to win this series in advance, everyone can say all they want. Yeah, but I mean, Wemby went down. You can say that all you want. Blazers are going to the second round of the playoffs.
You don't make excuses for wins.
No, you don't. And the Blazers, to their credit, should have probably lost that game last night, despite Scoot's performance, because the cast of characters around him wasn't that great. I think you hang your hat, you take that W, you come home, and you fly high with it.
Couple points as far as where the game was won and lost, right? Neither offense was good.
No.
The points per possession, the Spurs are at 106.2, the Blazers at 107.2.
De'Aaron Fox had a rough night last night. So did Steph Castle.
So you're looking at 31st and 23rd percentile for the Blazers and Spurs, respectively. Effective field goal percentage was buns. They both had high turnover rates. The Spurs actually won the offensive rebounding battle on a percentage basis, and the Blazers couldn't get to the free throw line. But
yeah, seeing that Denny line, seeing Denny only at the line 5 times. You don't see that a whole lot. Even Scoot was only there at 6 for a guy that was driving and shooting and being the guy. Usually you pick up some more fouls just in general in today's game. Not even he was at the line that much.
But you take a look at this, okay? As far as shooting accuracy, you can look at the three-point accuracy and you go, yeah, the Blazers were good there. They were basically league average, 35.1% from three. The Spurs at 29.2, they were in the 23rd percentile, right? That's the difference of just a couple makes. But the Blazers were not good at the rim last night. They're 23rd percentile, 62.5% at the rim. The Spurs were 44% at the rim.
Well, it just goes to show what they missed.
But it's not just Wemby.
Well, I know it's De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle as well, because Castle specifically is not a dyed-in-the-wool shooter.
No.
He is an attacker, and that's, part of his game why I absolutely love Steph Castle and really wish the Portland Trailblazers had Steph Castle. But they weren't efficient at the rim.
11 of 25 at the rim.
And you take Wemby out of that equation, and they're going to open it up. I'm curious as this series go forward, like, what did the Blazers and what do fans and yourself, Danny, learn about how to attack the Spurs going forward? Because now we know there'll be no Wemby in Game 3. And we'll break it down a lot more of this throughout the rest of the week, especially on Friday as the game comes in.
It's not 100% that he's not playing, but
I think most people
is mathing pretty hard that he's not going to play in Game 3.
Yeah, the TV, the internet, the league itself, everyone's under the assumption that Wemby won't play on Friday. So what did you learn about how you played against them on yesterday and how you take that on Friday night? Because you can't just say, Scoot, go get 30 for me.
Here's where the Blazers won the game. Transition. We talked about this after Game 1, how the Spurs were incredible in transition. The Blazers were in the 100th percentile.
They slow you down, too.
Well, and that's the thing is, their frequency, the Blazers in transition, it was a 23rd percentile. That 11.3% of their opportunities last night were in transition. But here's the thing. They capitalized on all of them. 100th percentile, 237.5 points per play. Over 100. Okay? 100th percentile. It was quite literally 100 points per 100 better than the Spurs. It was 237.5 to 137.5. Here's where it happened, though, because the frequency did not happen off steals. They were in the 15th percentile in steal of transition opportunities off steals. Off live rebounds. Blazers got up to the 54th percentile and the 100th percentile in points per play. They found a little something. Hey, because when they get in the half court, they're buns.
Mm-hmm.
Half court last night, the Blazers were in the 8th percentile, 76.1 points per 100. The Spurs were in the 23rd percentile, 84.6.
Well, I also think
they made money on putbacks.
I also think when you live in the half court too, you have to be a pretty good 3-point shooting team.
Not even just
no?
that. Yes and no. You just have to be able to get to your spots. Look, they are a paint and 3 team. They're a paint and 3 team. And if you look at where their frequency came from, the Blazers last night, 33% of their shots came at the rim, 39% came from 3. It's a little bit lower volume on 3. They took more mid-range shots than they typically do. 28% of their shots came from mid-range. That's not typically where they live. And that's without Wemby for 3 quarters. Mm-hmm. But that's where the Spurs, even without Wemby, their defensive structure is not going to change. They're going to keep Luke Cornett, who's a big dude and a good solid rim deterrent, at the rim.
Injury or no injury, I thought they were fantastic on Denny last night.
Mm-hmm.
They shut him down. They did what I talked about going into the series. I was like, do you just shut down Denny by closing down the lane? Force him to take jumpers? Because he won't shoot 45, 50% every night, and that will just be the death by 1,000 cuts is kind of what I thought. And they were able to succeed in that, but there was an emergence of somebody else. Mm-hmm. I also think going forward, it might be as easy as this. If you're looking at trying to win Game 3 or win more games and, hell, maybe win this series or take advantage as much as you can with Wemby on the sideline, it could be as easy as just shutting down Luke Cornett. It could be that easy. And that seems like a tall task over the first 2 games.
He's been wildly efficient.
I did not have that on my bingo card. But look, De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle are great players.
But they have flaws.
I have yet to see them explode. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that's showing me they could. Going into the series, I was like, look, if Wemby's off a night or if they decide to manage his minutes, Steph Castle can put 30 and end it for you. Well, I haven't seen that attitude from him yet. And maybe that's a little with what our baby Blazers are going through a little bit too, and Donovan or Shaden, and obviously not Scoot, but
each possession matters, though.
Each possession matters, and Steph Castle has not shown me that explosive. Even De'Aaron Fox doesn't have a ton of playoff experience. He hasn't shown me that he can drop 30 a night.
When you look at these guys, and when we came into this series, I said, look, They've got other guys who can score, but the efficiency isn't there for them as shooters. Now, they're a good three-point shooting team in general because the volume comes from their good three-point shooters. Like, Devin Vassell's not going to go 0 for 5 from 3 again.
No, he's not.
That's not going to happen. There's going to be a night where Julian Champagny is going to hit like 4 threes, and you're like, what? Who? Champagny? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like
Dylan Harper could also get hot. He took no threes last night, which was surprising to me.
And again, I'll go back to it. I was surprised they went away from Dylan Harper.
Me too.
I thought he was really good for them in his minutes. But you make them, you do the same thing kind of them. You say, hey, Donovan, when Wemby's not out there to bend the living crap out of your defense because he's such a unique player and he does play on the perimeter, you put Don on Steph Castle and you go, shoot over the top, Steph. And look, Castle might beat you on a night.
Sure.
He's the inconsistent three-point shooter. He is capable, though.
But he's got some Ant Edwards juice to him of like, I can take over if I need to.
It's not if I need to. It's more of a, I can if I'm hot.
Okay.
He's more.
I gotta feel it before I go
because he's a 32% 3-point shooter, 32 or 33. He's pretty. Honestly, it's kind of Shaden-esque and like, look, Shaden hits a couple. You better get your butt out there.
Do we know anything about Harrison Barnes? He looked like he had that bum wrist last night.
Yeah.
We know anything more than that?
It's playoffs. Guys are just like Denny's playing hurt right now. That's part of what shut him down last night, and then the foul trouble on top of it. Jeremy and Shea are both still coming back from injuries, and they're still being monitored to an extent. That's not making an excuse for them. That's just the reality. I was surprised that Splitter didn't hit the break glass in case of emergency on Vit Krejci, but he also didn't really get to play towards the end of the season because he was coming back off the calf contusion.
It's hard to get in the flow of things when like I need you to do something.
Yeah, hey, in the 8 minutes I'm going to play you, I need you to do something. And guess the guy who they go to, for everybody gets mad about it, is Chris. Why? Because they trust him. And that's the thing is like you're seeing in these first 2 games who coaches trust, when they trust him, and why they trust them. Like Jeremy's been playing very poorly. There's no doubt about it. Do you think Jeremy Grant is going to get less than 20 minutes or less than 18 minutes in Game 3? The answer is no. They're going to go to the well again and give him the opportunity.
My question is what if he does it again in Game 3?
Then maybe you have that discussion, but also where are you going to turn?
That's the other truth. Look, it's not the Yong. It's not the Yong Bong. I don't know if it's City. I don't think so. It's definitely not Blake
because
Wesley.
Jeremy's defense is still valuable.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You're like, well, give Shaden those minutes. Like, well, no, the reason they gave Chris those minutes is because of the defense.
Jeremy's still a +2 last night.
Like, he's still a plus defender. And the other part about it is when he's on the floor offensively, when he's spacing the floor, guess how he's treated? As a shooter. Now, you can say, well, Chris isn't treated as a shooter. You're right. He's not. But what he's treated as is somebody you don't pick on defensively. When Chris Murray's on the floor, you're not going to see teams go, bring me Chris Murray. And if Shaden's not going to be an impactful offensive guy and he's going to be a net negative defensively, they're gonna go, you know what, screw it. He's not giving us unless he gives you enough offense. Here's the thing. Shea, minutes restriction, let's just take that away. Let's say he's fully healthy. If Shea goes out there and has an 18-point first half, he's not going to play 13 minutes.
No, he's going to play a lot more.
He's going to play a lot more because he's giving them what they need offensively, and the trade-off defensively is worth it.
When was the last time we saw Scoot Henderson play 38 minutes?
Probably never.
Because
unless there was injuries or it was the end of the season.
There was no way you could take him off the court last night.
And that
Denny only played 30. When was the last time Denny only played 30?
Foul trouble.
In a healthy game.
Yeah. Denny's going to go out there and gut it out. But look, man, it doesn't matter if your coach is Phil Jackson or Adrian Griffin. Like, it does not matter.
It might matter if it's Adrian Griffin.
Well, you're right. But to the point, it's like, if a guy is hooping, they're going to play.
Let's talk about the Wemby effect, the lack of Wemby. Does this get you more excited for the rest of the series or less excited? We'll take a look at ticket prices as well. And, hey, you get your T-shirts. I hope everybody's happy now. You get your Blood Money T-shirts. Whatever that place is called that I'm not going to mention. That's next. 105.1 The Fan. You know, I'm curious. I was talking with my buddy Adam Sussman, who you can hear on the pregame, postgame, every Timbers game right here on the Fan, your home of the Portland Timbers. He was talking about wanting to go to Game 3. Could maybe go to Game 4, but definitely wanted to go to Game 3, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there with that same sentiment. I will not make it for Game 3, for I spent my money on Wallflowers tickets instead. I do not have Blazer money right now. Maybe if the Blazers get to the second round, maybe enough time passes by, a couple pay stubs come
I got
through.
one of those things they dangle around your neck.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
This is when the seats are good.
Oh, yeah, your seats are great.
Mid-court, bro. Damn near mid-court.
Yeah, your seats are great.
And
you got, like, leg room. And
oh, dude, that's what has spoiled me. I have been to one NBA game in the last 10 years as a fan. Blazers did me a solid.
And when you squeeze your fat ass into those skinny seats there at the Moda Center.
And I was fat. It was right before my hip surgery. It was the night before my hip surgery. Blazers did me a solid. Bucks were coming to town, Giannis. And I was talking to the PR guy then, and he's like, hey, are you going to be here for the game? And I was like, hey, I'm going to come work the game. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, dude, you're going in for surgery the next day. He goes, got you something. Slid me center court tickets 2 rows up. And I got to watch a basketball game, and it was fun to not work. Mm-hmm. It's the only game I haven't worked in the last 14 years. And at the end of the game, I'm walking back to the car, and I'm going, that was fun. Those seats suck. Not the location, but like sitting in a seat, because I sit in like an actual chair with a desk and leg room and real food, and I can come and go. And it's like you have all these things. I got my laptop in front of me. When you sit in the media section, you're doing it now at the Timbers. Mm-hmm. You complained about, like, I want to be with the people. Do you still want to be with people?
Oh, I kick back and relax. Me and my boy Tyson. We just live the high life up there.
Right? It's all of a sudden, when all of a sudden you're watching a game and you have room, and you can stand up, you kind of stretch, you move around. You guys,
I still got a soft spot for them bleacher seats in 219, though.
But
still got a soft spot.
But you know what I mean? Like,
no, literally, because my ass is worn down.
Oh yeah, but you're protected from the elements. Mm-hmm. You just kind of get used to it. It's like, oh, this is way different. You consume the game. Is it not different in the press box? Like, you consume the game differently?
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a real difference. I'm not saying one's necessarily better than the other.
Well, it's also easier to focus.
It is.
Yeah, way easier to focus.
But it's just like,
I'm the only idiot up there yelling.
But it's you take in the game differently. I have people whose backs are up against my desk, and they'll talk to me throughout the game and stuff like that. But it's like that little dividing line is such a different experience between the two.
You don't have to worry about that anymore, as sports staff will no longer receive free tickets.
Yeah.
And I think you fall into that at that point.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's a support staff free ticket giveaway.
Not
a player ticket.
That actually is. Those tickets right in front of me are typically
support staff free
tickets or season ticket people who have, the sales people.
Those more for you.
But I do have a family that does have season tickets just to the side of us that are absolutely awesome.
Rufio asking, who's got the better media spread? Will you have a good spread tomorrow? Or on Friday, excuse me?
Probably okay. Look,
No. Between the Blazers and the Timbers.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I was just say, pre-COVID, the Blazers had one of the best media dining setups there was. There was a salad bar that was more than just a salad bar. It had all of the things. You want fresh, like, grilled chicken breast, like, to make something out of? Yeah, you could do that. It had everything. It was like a Sizzler's, like, salad bar kind of deal, right? And the media food was pretty banging. Like, it was not bad. It is not that now. There are nights, when you've got the press pass, we get a discount on everything.
Sure.
I use my press pass a third of the time for food. If there's certain meals, I will pop my head. So normally the media dining is in what we use for the press conference room post game, but because Yongerbonger came over here, we had a lot of media from China for the first couple of weeks, and so it started being set up like that. So they moved the media dining into the undercroft in, like, this curtained off area, which is kind of weird. But I will poke my head in the curtain and look at somebody in line and go, "What do we got?" And if it's one of the meals, and I'm like, "Cool, heading up." And me and Ike and Gunderson, Connor Bergen, we'll all go up to the concourse and go grab food up there.
Food's too far away from me, so I just eat the free food.
Look, I'm not complaining about
We
free
had
food.
fajitas once. That was really
Oh,
good.
no.
The fajitas were really
Mexican night and Asian night are two ones that you can go with. There's some other ones that are the Italian night I stay away from.
good. I need to get with my homies up there because if it's like a 1:30 kick, they always give us like breakfast.
We get the
It's like,
same.
I don't want breakfast.
We get the same for the 3 o'clock tip because we're there at 12:30, and it's the military like canned eggs.
On the YouTube, they say that there will be saltines and summer sausage for Friday.
Well,
that's your media food.
Here's what they do in some arena. No, Detroit is the gold standard for media food right now.
Oh, really?
Little Caesars Arena. You want chicken wings. You want every kind of pizza you could ever imagine. Like it is the best.
Panda Express.
They don't have Panda, but these
No,
guys.
but I mean,
look, I think it's a minus 10,000. They have a Panda next year.
Well, but I mean, dude, are you getting Panda?
I mean, here's what they do in some arenas. They hand out vouchers, and you can use that voucher at certain restaurants.
See, that's dope. See, I'd rather have that.
It's pretty good little setup, but a lot of times in a lot of these arenas, they don't open up until like a half hour, 45 minutes before the game. And it's like, well,
media.
I'm here 3 hours early, dog.
Media is a lot of stairs going up at Providence Park. That to go all the way down to get food to come all the way back up does not sound fun. I am lazy.
I on every game day, I get over 20,000 steps.
Yeah, I believe it.
Just walking around the arena, walking up, grab food, walking to go talk to somebody, walking to the locker room, back to the court, back to the locker room, back to the court. Yeah. By the end of the day, on a game day, I average 20,000 steps.
Is this a more exciting series now that the Blazers seem to have a chance for the comeback down to earth without Wemby for a little bit? Or does it lose some luster because it doesn't have Wemby?
I think it does lose some luster to an extent.
To Scoot's point yesterday in his press game, he's like, dude, we want to beat the Spurs with Wemby.
Yeah.
But-
And I love that Scoot said that.
Of course he did. Come on. Of course he did.
He's got the juice.
Of course he did.
But look, Shams just released a video just a few minutes ago. They don't know if Wemby's going to travel. If Wemby travels,
Most likely game 4.
well,
Definitely game 4.
definitely game 4, maybe game 3, because he's not going to travel unless he clears protocols. Like you're not going to put a guy in a freaking plane at 30,000 feet with a concussion.
Does it make it more exciting without Wemby because the Blazers may have a better chance?
I bet you that place is going to be lit because they think they have a chance.
Yeah.
And here's the thing:
Yeah, attitude
Even-
totally changes for game
even
3.
with Wemby, if they hit, here's the thing, man. This is not hard math. They hit their threes, they're gonna have a chance.
Whoa. Carry the 2, cancel out a 1. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry, it takes me longer with math.
Look, they don't need to shoot 50% from 3. If Haberstroh did it all season, when the Blazers shot over 34% from 3, they were at like a 65% winning percentage. Like that's like, if they can finish at the rim well enough, take care of the ball, and knock down threes because of the way they play, because of the style they play, they just have to neuter the live ball turnovers. They can't have those because the Spurs are going to capitalize. There's going to have to be some finer adjustments because what they could rely on during the regular season was getting to the free throw line. The Spurs foul less than any team in the league.
Do you want some bad news that I'm going to have to share with you, Danny?
Give it to me.
You're still not going to see Wemby live.
It has been so long since I've seen him live, man. It is so dumb. So dumb.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since I've seen him live.
Really?
Yeah, because the last 3 appearances, he hasn't been here.
I think Blazer fans know deep down inside that they would rather see Wemby.
Oh, God, yes. For the entertainment value alone.
Would you rather lose by 2 with no Wemby or lose by 10 with Wemby?
10 with Wemby.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, I've said this. Anytime you have a chance to see a guy who can potentially be one of the best to ever play a sport, if it's Steph Curry, if it's LeBron James, if it's Victor Wembanyama, if it's
Patrick
Cooper Flagg,
Mahomes.
like if you have the opportunity to go,
Myles Garrett.
you go.
Yeah.
You want to see all timers, man. Seeing all timers, even like Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid didn't play in Portland for like 5 straight years. Finally got to see him play, and I was just like, he walks by me, and I went, "Oh my God, that guy's 400 pounds." Also, he's listed like 315. No, he's not.
Who? Embiid?
Embiid.
Oh, yeah.
Embiid's like 390.
You always say he's a
400
giant
pounds.
man.
He's the biggest guy in the league. It's like you get a chance to go see Jokic. You get to see watching KD. Watching KD is so much fun. Like, selfishly, I want Wemby to play because I want to see that dude play. I want to see every opportunity I have to see that dude play basketball live. I want to see it.
503-864-6326 is the fan text line. Have your thoughts about how this series turns out changed? Or are we sticking to the schedule? Or are you moving the goalpost here? Hit me up with those. We'll go there next. That's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Trailblazers got the win last night, taking down the Spurs 106-103 to even up the series in the first round. Scoot Henderson led the way for Portland as he posted his 5th career 30-point game as the Blazers finished the game on a 16-4 run. Game 3 will be back in Portland as Victor Wembanyama. His status for Friday's game is still undetermined as he suffered a concussion in last night's contest. Some more NBA playoff scores for you as the Los Angeles Lakers, they defeated the Rockets 101-94 to push their series lead to 2-0. LeBron leading the way for the Lakers, looking timeless as he finished with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Lakers' victory. The Philadelphia 76ers even up the series at 1 apiece versus the Boston Celtics with a 111-97 win. VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey combining for 59 points as the 76ers stunned the Celtics. And we are just one day away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh. Ahead of the draft, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua, he is a full participant in the team's offseason programs. Nacua spent part of the offseason in rehab, and he was in attendance for the Rams' first day of the offseason programs. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way. Having a little Blazer conversation as they defeat the Spurs last night to tie the series 1-1. Comes back to Portland on Friday for Game 3. Do we have tip time? That's a late one, isn't it? I think Friday is a 7:30 tip. Amazon.
Yep. Game 5 is going to be 8:30 local tip in San Antonio.
That's savage.
8:30 local tip.
God, the NBA really are people watching all the games? Like, do we really need to spread all the NBA games out so that everybody's watching all? Like, I'm only watching Boston Philly, and then I'm watching Blazers Spurs, and then I'm watching Houston Lakers. Are people watching that way? Because I'd be curious if a lot of this is, well, what's the best matchup or my local team? Like, if you're Boston or Philly,
I'm not watching that series.
you didn't stay up to watch Wemby and the Blazers.
Well,
you sure as hell didn't stay up for Lakers Rockets.
I think Wemby you stay up for, but Lakers Rockets I don't think anybody cares
But
about.
Wemby goes down and you're like, and I'm out.
Yep. Hockey.
Yeah, I mean, after the Blazers game, I watched hockey because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, I just watched a big game that the Blazers won. I got to think about my hot takes for tomorrow, which is mostly just me groveling and admitting I was wrong. Does the series change in your opinion due to the new evidence creates new opinions?
Look, I always thought that they would win at least a game.
You got a chance to win at least two.
If Wemby doesn't play Game 3, yeah, you have a real chance. And here's the thing. Series isn't a series until the road team wins.
Well,
Guess what?
Road team just won. Yeah.
So now what do? Now here's what my favorite part of the playoffs is. The favorite has to make an adjustment. Mm-hmm. Now they're gonna have to make a bigger adjustment because they don't have Wemby. Like Luke Cornett's gonna have to play 26 minutes. Mason Plumlee gonna play. Bismack Biyombo gonna play.
Kelly Olynyk.
There's a thought that
he needs new socks first.
Yeah. Well, there's a thought that when the Blazers go small, you might see Carter Bryant at 5.
Yeah. And you probably could against this Blazer lineup at times. Because even though Rob is big and very good, he ain't 7 foot.
No.
So you can run Rob at the center and play small.
But you could also see a lineup where Jeremy or 2 is at the 5 or Denny's at the 5, depending on kind of matchups. But I'll tell you what, Rob would love to see Carter Bryant at the 5.
Oh, I know Rob would love to see Carter Bryant.
Rob loves lobs.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, Carter Bryant can get up. He ain't in the same weight class as Rob.
No. I think for me, look, the outcome I don't think changes. How we get there, I think changes.
Sure, I think this is probably a 4-2 series.
Oh, you got another win in the books, huh?
I think they're going to get another one. I think they'll get one at home.
You think they'll get 3?
Check with me tomorrow afternoon. If Wemby's on that flight, my eyebrow's going to go up. But if Wemby's not there, I think they're going to ride. Like, look, the one thing that you know, as it pertains to Scoot, when the lights come on, man, he does something, and I think this home crowd is going to be pretty damn electric. It's been 5 years since they've had a playoff game in this building, and I think they're going to ride that wave. Now, can they ride that wave and not crash? That's the thing, right?
Text line, see me after Game 3 as to whether or not my expectations have changed. Been around too long to see a higher seed team lose. And then win Game 3 on the road to not be gun shy. And that might just be where it is. That might be the best approach to take it, is you're playing with a little house money here. You got to win on the road. Look, I was very, very hard on this Blazer team when it came to this series. I didn't give them much a chance. And honestly, if Wemby were healthy, I still wouldn't give them a ton of chance. And with him out a couple games, I still like San Antonio. Now it might go down differently. And we are playing true playoff basketball right now. The stakes just got the stakes are now higher for the Spurs, and the Blazers are playing with less pressure.
It's house money.
You got to win. You got to win. And you're coming home. And you might have another game without Victor Wembanyama.
If you take Game 3, now you get spicy.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm a Spurs fan, I still think if they lose Game 3, they still win this series. But if they lose Game 3, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm pissed. Because that tells me you aren't built and ready to sustain not having Wemby.
But you also get to see how the young guys on your side react.
Totally.
Because as much as we're talking about now the Spurs are going to make adjustments, okay, the Blazers got a game. Do they kind of think, oh, no, we're about this life? You can get a little too cocky. You can get a little too comfortable.
Paging Scoot Henderson. Is he too cocky, too ego-driven right now, or is he just in the mood? Is it just feeling it?
Or, do Shaden and Jeremy, do they look at like, we're not really doing what the expectation is of us? Do they get a little pressure? Do they come out and perform?
If Scoot can do it, I can do it.
Look, 16 games is the deal. That's what you need to win a title. Just because you didn't do it on
just got one down, only 15 more for them.
But you take a look at it and you go, okay, how do you bounce back? The reason why I sit here and say like Jeremy and Drew are going to figure it out, because I've seen these guys figure it out before.
Well, that's what veterans do too.
And so for Shea, it's a different look. Scoot has kind of figured it out. Now, 2 games is not a player make.
No.
But every playoff game, you know what it is? It's an opportunity.
I am not trying to get over my skis on the Scoot Henderson thing. We've talked on the air and off the air a lot, you and I, about we're pretty confident we know where Scoot is and what Scoot is as a player. However, the last 2 games, I'm not changing my tune. But the last 2 games kind of had me going, oh, what are you going to do in game 3? And not in you're going to crash back to reality, knowing like, you got some more of that?
And
what's that Tyrone Bigham's, Dave Chappelle? You got any more of them Scoot Hendersons over there? Like, I'm kind of itching for a little bit more of that.
And here's the thing. Here's what I really want to see. If the shot isn't there, does he find ways to impact the game otherwise?
If he can't have 30 points, can he have 11 assists?
Can he get me 6 boards and 7 assists and like floor general it up a little? Give me some organization. Like, that's the thing. Like, Drew has not shot the ball well through 2 games. You know what he does have?
Everything else.
20 assists.
Picks up everywhere else.
So like finds ways to get rebounds. Finds ways to make clutch defensive plays. Like those playoffs, every possession matters. If you're not giving me X, can you give me Y?
And that's why you're seeing some guys with less playing time.
Yes.
Because they're not able to give you X and never could give you Y.
And where's the Y?
Yeah.
So if the well runs dry for Scoot scoring-wise, does he find other ways to impact the game? I would say that the answer is more likely yes, because that is historically, he's doing something outside the norm for him.
And I would imagine game 3 looks more like game 1 in the sense of Denny will do Denny things, and Scoot will be less of a scorer and more of a number 2.
The thing that I'm interested to see...
Kind of like he was in game 1, because game 1, let's not forget, Denny had 40, but Scoot was very, very good in game 1.
I mean, Denny comes out of it with 30, 10, and 5, and Scoot had 17. Like, somebody else joins him, they have a chance in that game. And I think that's the reality of this series is like, how do you find ways to impact the game? Veterans find ways to impact the game. Now, Jeremy did not last night. Now,
and he's got to figure that out.
I will say defensively he was good. But beyond that, Jeremy's not a guy. Jeremy's if you want to make the Shaden comparison, Shea doesn't really rebound the ball that well. Jeremy obviously doesn't rebound the ball all that well. Neither one of them are really creators for others. They're more individual shot creator, self-creators, play finishers types. But where Jeremy, when the shot isn't falling, how does he stay on the floor? Defense. He can cover 1 through 5. Like, do you trust Shaden Sharp to go get it on a switch with Wemby if he's healthy? No.
And sometimes I just need a warm body. And sometimes Shea is not a warm body on defense.
And that's the thing. It's like...
Something I mentioned on the YouTubes earlier. Like, Dame was pretty rough as a defender. But Dame became a warm body that plays defense. Not at an elite level, but he became a warm body.
And not only that, Dame was strong. Or is strong. So you couldn't kind of bully him around. So if you try to put him in isolation and stuff like that, like, it wasn't going to be a hellscape. And that's the thing. I'm not writing Shaden off. I'm not writing Jeremy off. I'm not writing Drew off. I'm not writing DC off.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can write anybody off.
I'm saying, the first 2 games, you put those out of your head. The only game that matters is the game in front of you. What are you going to do tonight? That's the mentality of the playoffs. Every game is an opportunity to find a way to impact the game. And when you look at it that way, can you find a way to make the corrections? And if it's not going to be in scoring, can you defend? If it's not going to be defending, can you create? Can you hit the glass? Can you get a chase? Like Shea's chase down block last night was awesome. Find more ways to do those things.
I'm sure we'll have plenty more to say about this as game gets to us closer on Friday. When we come back, closing arguments to send you on your way. Portland sports leader, the Fan Sports Network.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
6-second difference game in shot clock. Abdia trying to turn the corner. Denny stops. shoots. Williams dunks it in. And the foul.
He dunked it over Julian Champagny.
That's Mike Tirico and my boy Reggie Miller on the call. NBC, courtesy of NBC last night. Denny Avdia throws the alley-oop to old Rob Will III there, Time Lord as he's known around these parts, to make a lot of sad Spurs fans at home go home a little even more sad. This Easy Play brought to you by Homesy. Use Homesy's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call Homesy. That's Homze. Homesy.com.
We just finished our...
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Coming up on the program tomorrow, it's a 10 Toes Down Thursday. We'll have a lot of fun with that, as we always do. It is the draft tomorrow night, so I figured we'd put a lot of hard work and effort into the NFL draft tomorrow. I was talking with Casey before the show. We were mentioning was like, if the Blazers weren't in the playoffs, we would have built this week a whole lot differently leading up to the NFL draft. And now it's like, poof, it's here. So we got a lot of catch-up work to do tomorrow, huh?
I am 31 out of 32 teams ready for that mock draft.
Almost there.
As Happy Gilmore would say, it's pretty sick, Chubbs. I'm proud of you, though.
We were talking about it in the break. This is the least interested I've ever been in an NFL draft. And my team is picking number 1 overall.
Dude, I think that will change tomorrow when the draft's on. I do. I think it's this Blazer thing, man. It's completely dominated our life. And not even just Blazers on the court, but Tom Dundon stuff. Like, congrats, guys. We did it. We made a whole day without talking and bitching about Tom Dundon. And I'm very, very excited about that.
But I got another clip that I just put on the dock for tomorrow.
I know, we'll do it tomorrow. But, like, I woke up this morning and was like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it today. Not today. Let's enjoy a Blazer victory, and let's just not do it today.
I'm just ready for everyone on Instagram to start playing this.
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando.
I think it'll change your mind when the draft starts tomorrow. I think you'll get excited.
I can tell you right now. Last year I bought a Genty jersey.
Yeah.
I'm not buying a Mendoza jersey.
Give it a year.
Check back in a year. Again, I'm not against the pick, but I'm not for it.
Rookie QBs are always a tough sell, regardless of how high you draft them.
What if they take Bailey
not
tomorrow
always.
at number 1? If they took Bailey
Ryan
tomorrow,
Leaf went number 2.
I know. I'm saying who went number 1.
Whoa. What did I just miss here? Are you throwing shots? Are you throwing shots at one of the greatest quarterbacks in Washington State history?
Not in NFL history.
Not in Charger history.
So?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know.
Look, dude, there were real conversations. The Colts didn't know if they should take Peyton Manning or Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf had the better body.
They knew.
He had the bigger body, the bigger arm.
Mm-hmm. Lesser brain.
And forehead.
Yeah, it's true.
Not many of us are rocking Manning foreheads.
No.
Eli's got better hair, and his forehead is still giant.
It happens.
But I think you'll change the tune.
It won't touch the main screen.
Really?
It will not touch the main screen.
What are you going to watch instead?
Whatever basketball game that I want to watch.
Well, we did this yesterday, and I already forgot.
I'll watch the draft on my phone.
Knicks, Hawks, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Cavaliers, Raptors.
Cavs, Raptors, pass.
Yeah. That game I don't care
Boy,
about. The other two
what
I care
an
about.
uninspiring basketball series to watch.
All of the Raptors people were like, no, Raptors. I'm like, Craptors.
Brandon Ingram's like, yeah, coach, don't use me that way. I think I could be better. Then be better, bro. How about that? Then be better. I mean, Knicks Hawks is kind of fun.
Oh, it's spicy.
I just think the draft is going to get real weird after like number 3.
I mean, there's a potential for it.
What if the Raiders took Bailey, just number 1? They're like, you know what? We're out of here.
Or last second trade the pick.
Yeah, that's what I want that guy.
Look, you do that, I'll get interested.
Oh, yeah. But if it's also like there's going to be 32 picks in 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
I don't need that.
I do like day 2 and day 3 a lot more than I like day 1.
Just keep that clock moving.
I do too.
You know, here's the thing. Putting the Raiders on the clock, send the pick in, dog. If you're going to make the pick, make the pick.
Why do they need 4 minutes?
You don't need it.
You've had 4 months.
Yeah, like let's get this thing moving. Now, you're pick 13 and stuff's changed around the board, we can talk.
Again, you're the New York Giants who just
traded for number 10.
Got into 10 a few days ago.
But like first, especially the first 2 picks, let's keep this thing moving.
Oh, I don't think you trade for the 10th overall pick if you don't already have a good idea.
Well, I know,
what
but
you're gonna do
there's 9 teams picking in front of you.
That's true.
8 teams picking in front of you.
And I'm sorry, what does John Harbaugh historically draft in the first 10 picks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles. Congratulations, your New York Giants. We'll see how that goes. So we'll do a lot of that tomorrow. And a 10 toes down, which is always fun.
It'll be fun.
Tonight, though, the NBA is not very exciting to us.
No.
It is Orlando, Detroit. See if Detroit bounces back. Phoenix, OKC. I am boycotting this series. I'm
Phoenix,
not watching.
OKC, and Philly, Boston. I don't care about
Philly,
those
Boston.
series.
I might tune in since Philly snagged a win. I do love VJ Edgecombe. Phoenix, OKC. I'm boycotting because I don't want to watch Dylan Brooks.
No.
I think that Suns team is pretty cheeks, And I'm just not interested in it. It's not worth my time. Because instead, tonight, me and the dog, we're going to watch Ducks Oilers.
There you go. That's some fun puck talk.
Dude, I'm so stoked to watch sports that I don't have to come in here and talk to you two about. It's really nice.
I'm going to make you.
I mean that in a positive way.
I'm going to lock in on some hot puck action.
Dude, this Blazers season has been long, man.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, I'm tired, dude. I'm tired, boss.
Go ahead and get 13 more of those under your belt.
I know.
And by the way, cover 4 of them where you're a train wreck.
I know, that stinks. Well, I got that going on with the Timbers right now.
Now imagine 3 more years of it.
Yeah, well.
It's not fun.
So it is kind of nice to just watch a sport that doesn't. I mean, honestly, that's what baseball
is.
is.
I was just going to say, that's what baseball is.
Awesome. Dude, I just watched the entire Cleveland Guardians Houston Astros game while doing this radio show.
It's a good spot to be.
And never mentioned it once until now. And it's over.
Why did you not mention it?
Because I don't need to. It's just a baseball game in the morning.
Who won that game?
The Astros 2-0. Okay. Hey, Bobby pitched really well, but Yordan Alvarez hit one that's
still
just
in
about to land.
Yeah.
I know. Thank God Brandman didn't walk in here at all.
Well, there's still time.
I know.
3,
corners me on
2.
the exit. Hey, loser.
How about Yordan?
How about them Astros, huh? You mispronounced Trastros.
Makes your fantasy team look good, though.
It does make. I do have Yordan on my fantasy team. He is leading the MLB in, I believe, home runs and RBIs.
I think he's total bases.
Closing Arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. Thanks for being a part of our show today. It was a fun one, and sometimes we need it, even if your owner is chip, 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 chip. We'll catch you all tomorrow for Danny Marang. That's Casey Smith, and I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.